What are you guys doing?
Freezing! Can we be done, please?
Yeah, I swallowed too much water. I'm gonna get diarrhea, thank you very much.
That tunnel down there leads to the main room. Take a deep breath. Not sure how long it is.
No way! I got freaked out when I had to do that playing Tomb Raider.
Oh, and she did that creepy drowning contortion thing. That was grisly.
Can't help it.
Is that bringing us in?
It can't be helped, Michael. This is
could be the ending
Keyboard
song.
Cat helping us bid adieu to the drama of last week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Keyboard Cat.
Yeah, Keyboard Cat really should have played off that second segment last week.
Yeah, that was a long podcast, a long and angry podcast. Sorry about that, folks. But it's different this week because we only have 3 people on TalkRadar 47. Don't have a clever 47 noise.
47?
I'm Christopher Antista.
I'm Michael Raparez. I'm Brett Elston.
Boo.
You don't have a boo sound effect? You
do,
don't want to
I'm-
edit one in later. Death of the sound effects.
Yeah, shut the hell up. I'm gonna go ahead and jinx the whole podcast.
Okay.
Ready? This is gonna be a short one.
That is jinxing us.
Yeah, this is gonna be a short podcast.
I predict 6 hours.
6 hours.
There's actually a whole thread right now in the GamesRadar.com/forums. TalkRadar forum.
TalkRadar.
There's a whole thread about how people like the longer podcasts, and even though you like 2.5 hours, that's more work for us.
No, I want to make it. It's not that it's more work for us. It's that it's not as inviting to people who've never listened before. Like,
Right.
Try this once. It's only 3 hours. Like that's why people don't go see most Oscar movies.
That and don't care.
People were talking about they like long podcasts, but where do you listen? Because I'm a little curious how you listen to 3 hours of bullshit. But when I listen for research purposes only, it's when I'm playing games. And me and Forrest 22X playing. It's lovely to listen to the podcast when you're playing Need for Speed. That's when I listen to all podcasts. When I'm playing a Need for Speed game, played every one, hated every soundtrack. Turn that shit down, crank up the DAR. It's a terrible name. Yeah.
It is Spanish for to give.
I also wanted to thank Greed for a late birthday present, my new desktop background. He built me the same 8-bit Scrooge McDuck in Gary's mod out of crates.
And there's also a whole thread called For Talk Raider Fans Everywhere. He built like a blooper, a question block, a Cheep Yoshi, Goomba, a ton of Mario sprites out of, I don't know, it's pretty fun. A surfing Pikachu, and that means a lot to certain people.
Really?
Yeah, surfing Pikachu's different from regular Pikachu. You know why? He's surfing.
I never would have guessed
He's probably got
fine,
wave
yes.
attack. Surf. I believe he has the surf attack. Let's not talk about Pokemon anymore.
Thank you, Keyboard Cat, helping us segue into the top 7 of the week. Michael,
that. It was!
He's already fading.
I know. It's already working on next week's top 7.
Yeah, when you mentioned top 7 earlier, I was like, I haven't read it. And then I realized, oh yeah, I wrote
I
this
wrote
stupid
that.
thing. It's the top 7 villains that never stay dead.
Never stay dead,
It's
people.
a pretty self-explanatory headline.
Not necessarily immortal.
Nope.
Never stay dead.
But yeah, that keep getting killed off and keep getting brought back
We brought up immediately in the beginning, we left Bowser out. Why?
because he's too obvious.
And I
'Cause
thought
he died 8 times in his first game.
That's right. He did
Yeah.
eat lava. Go to the front page immediately to see Bowser. Oh, that's a terrible gunshot noise.
It was shots. Let's just move on. Although I love the irony of, no, this time he's really dead because we shot him. Even
Except
though
he's gonna come back.
Even though the gag is how he'll.
I
always
know.
come back.
That reminded me of the Friday the 13th movies because I watched all those and it was like part 8 and like no, this time's he's really dead. Why? Because he was electrocuted. Oh,
Oh well, that never happened.
and I shouldn't
before.
expect a 9 then. Jason goes to heck. Top 7. Didn't mean to derail. What?
Number 7.
Number 7.
Albert Wesker.
Albert Wesker.
To be fair, the reason he's at the top of this list is because he's only twice. If you want me to spoil things,
If people don't remember Wesker,
Stop it! Don't open that door.
Yeah.
Yep. Wow.
Stop it.
Legendary.
Do we want a little more Wesker before you go back into your...
Yeah, he wears sunglasses, he talks like that, and he's a huge pain in the ass at the end of Resident Evil 5.
Jesus
In fact,
Christ.
like, for the last maybe 2 hours of that game, he's a pain in the ass.
Mhm.
Like, you have to
Pretty
shoot
much.
him with a rocket, and it's like, oh, I'm catching the rocket.
I'm catching the rocket.
I can't be shot with it, and you have to turn the lights off, and then I'll turn the lights back on, and it's going to be a huge pain in the ass.
And before that is a 2-on-2 fight with him in ruins. And then after that's another fight in a volcano. It's just really
Something you can't touch. And then I was playing co-op with my friend with my shitty DSL with extreme lag, and every time you shoot him, he moves out of the way in a poof of dust. Little slow. So
what? In Resident Evil 1, he dies how? Or does he die in 2?
He dies in 1, and like he doesn't show up for the next 2 games. So
Right.
it's like by this point, I and a lot of other fans just figured he was history, like with the rest of the Umbrella staff.
Yeah.
And it turns out, no, he actually had injected himself with progenitor virus or something before dying, and it gave him superpowers instead of turning him into a zombie.
Of course, he's the only one that didn't grow an eye on his shoulder.
Yeah, and it's especially impressive because I think in one of the ways he dies in Resident Evil 1, he's actually decapitated. So he comes back from
it's
that.
hard to bounce back from.
Yeah, but then he shows up in Code Veronica with red cat eyes, and it's like a big reveal. It's like, oh my god, Wesker's back! And then
Don't
like,
open that door.
yeah,
in Code
exactly.
Veronica.
You shouldn't open that door
Yes.
because once you open it, it can't be closed.
Then when he shows up in
And then
5,
dogs
he's
come
like
in.
he's got a really deep voice, and his hair's super slicked back, and
He's got an alligator leather.
Yeah, he's kind of
cape.
Neo from the Matrix Reloaded.
The huge coattails. Here he is.
Every day, humans come one step closer to self-destruction. I'm not destroying the world. I'm saving it.
And
Yeah,
the reason for
never
that
made
moaning
sense.
is because that's what he's telling a chick while he's boning her.
I was
That's
going
right.
to say, it sounds like he's like, I'm going to make this really interesting. She's done, just don't talk.
Every day, humans come one step.
Yeah, that makes sense. No?
I'm the kind of guy who talks incessantly in bed.
You've never liked the Link Fap noise.
I don't really get it.
I think you take offense to it somehow.
give
But
a
you
fuck.
don't really understand that this sounds exactly like masturbation.
It sounds exactly like cartoon masturbation.
Yeah,
little bit.
it sounds like...
I don't think anyone actually.
But it's
makes
also
that
it's
noise.
also the thing on your. I guess you have it tatted on your shoulder. So
It doesn't mean anything
He
to me.
has Link
No, that's right, it was-
masturbating
it-
on his shoulder.
yes, definitely. It's
Yeah.
Brett masturbating on his shoulder.
I've got
in the form of Link tattoos.
I've got a Link tattoo. That's what I've got.
All right,
Oh,
all right.
So Wesker's stupid.
Yeah. Number 6 is Hitler.
Hitler, nice.
Which is kind of cheating, because Hitler's a real-world villain who did actually die, and was set on fire.
Hey, you wrote
face
that.
down in
Was
a
that
ditch.
you like that? Is that fact? Hitler's just completely dead in a ditch. His
Yeah.
ashes went to.
Yeah.
I've never heard that part of it. His ashes went where?
I think they were like put in a little box and hidden in like an archive somewhere in Moscow, and like kept a secret, because I read about this like years ago because I was curious, like, where is Hitler buried? And I looked it up, and yeah, just
In our
found
hearts,
this-
as it turns out.
yeah, this whole sordid story. And part of the thing was that at the end of World War II, the Allies were split on whether or not they should publicize Hitler's death. The Americans thought, yeah, we should definitely publicize it so that, you know, his remaining followers lose any hope and they all give up.
Yeah.
And the Russians were like, no, we should keep it a secret because then he'll be a martyr.
We need the enemy.
Yeah, and
Help
so
quell problem.
Mhm. And so the Russians were
Future
like,
problem.
let's spirit away his remains and it'll be like he never died.
Oh well. Oh, keyboard cat playing us off Hitler backstory. Why is he on this list?
But, well, he's on this list because he's in a shit ton of video games.
Really
and,
is.
Yet still manages to continue being in a shit ton of video games, despite being gruesomely killed in Wolfenstein 3D, again in its sequel, Sphere of Destiny, before that in Bionic Commando, and again in Bionic Commando Rearmed, and he's shown up in like a bunch of Japanese RPGs, which was kind of...
I had never seen that. That was the greasy,
Yeah.
slick Hitler from what was the
Persona
game?
2,
Persona 2.
Innocent Sin. And someone pointed out, it's taken from Operation Darkness, someone in the comments said the swastika is wrong. But it's not a swastika. It's like, for some reason, the developer didn't want to show a swastika, probably because you can't show swastikas in Germany, I don't know. Maybe they thought it was in bad taste. but didn't have a problem showing the guy who popularized the swastika.
Yeah, exactly. Who ruined the swastika, which was a peaceful image of some fucking Nordic shit.
It's still in Hindu tradition.
Yeah.
It's symbol of the rise.
And then I saw the Persona clip, and they're fighting on a floor tiled with swastikas.
Yeah, that's true.
Fighting Hitler. I
didn't have a problem with it.
Wolfenstein's probably his most famous because Mecha Hitler, which, God damn, if you want to talk propaganda, that would have been awesome back in the late 40s. But
our great leader's head has been put onto a tank.
Yes, with 4 chain guns.
Yeah.
Oh, what? The last bit was me winning.
I have no idea what sound that is, but it is at the end of the clip I pulled. It sounds like a DJ playing Wolfenstein.
It's kind of weird that it does look like it's Hitler's head in a jar, but no, it's actually Hitler in a suit.
Yeah, that would be silly. Who said that?
He comes out, and he's all super beefy and carrying 2 chain guns, just like the real Hitler would.
And making strange noises. Was he hurt there? I haven't played the game in a while.
I don't care.
That's actually just a normal Nazi dying.
Mm-hmm.
That actually, no one surprised me.
No, it is. I know the death sounds of Wolfenstein very well.
No, this is how Hitler dies.
Eva, auf Wiedersehen.
Sounded like a noisy fart.
It sounded like someone blowing bubbles in a milkshake.
and war over.
Cue sequel.
So, but to be fair, Mr. Dolph dies in games that are not part of the same universe.
Yeah.
Which was why I was arguing he shouldn't be in the list.
And he also persists in games that are World War II themed, whether you actually fight him or not. He's there. He's on the periphery.
Yeah.
He is the bad guy.
Man, he's a world-class supervillain.
Yep.
All right.
Number 5 is
Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung, who can turn into whatever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and apparently has an island.
Arrogant fool, I am Shang Tsung, and this is my island. Fight!
What is that from?
MK versus DC, baby.
DC,
Wow.
The million seller.
Yeah.
Really?
Did it make it?
I think it did. I thought I just read a story not that long ago.
I personally hate Mortal Kombat, but I don't want to see it go away, and good for Mortal Kombat.
Sure, great. Yes, MK versus DCU, I believe, has sold 1.9 million copies.
It's 2 million.
Midway is in debt.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Shang Tsung is a villain, and the thing is, it's like trying to look up the plot for Mortal Kombat is ridiculous because
hysterical.
I swear it changed with every single game, and then Shaolin Monks came out, and like they completely retconned everything I thought I knew about it.
Yeah,
and it just got ridiculous. And so, like, according to Wikipedia, Shang Tsung has only officially died once.
When?
And at the end of the
first
Deception. And
I thought he died at the end of the first game, and
originally, yes.
Shao Kahn gives him a new body. Yeah. That's why he's not an old geezer in number 2, because he gets his stupid spandex.
But what I read was that like Shao Kahn just gives him his youth back.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
So I guess,
but the thing is, you kill him over and over again in the games themselves.
Right.
I have 3 pictures of him dying in 3 separate games.
Yes, you have Sub-Zero pulling out his entire skeleton out of his back.
Yep. And he was supposed to be finally dead in Mortal Kombat 4, if I remember right, because he wasn't even in the game. That's like the only one he's not in.
I was gonna say
that game is literally triangle versus triangle. It's like even back in like '96 or whenever that came out, '97. I was like, this looks fucking terrible.
It is a visual abortion.
That somehow came to full term. And I put a lot of quarters in it.
And was released.
Yeah.
And then they gave us War Gods.
War Gods.
War Gods came first.
It did come first.
War Gods.
And it looked somehow better.
Yeah.
Anybody interested in starting a metal band called War Gods?
War Gods?
Yeah.
No.
No? All right. Well, you know what? I get Keyboard Cat, and we'll keep on going.
All right.
Into number, what's this one?
We're done with 2 saying?
4 on the top 7 villains that never die is Kane.
Kane.
From Command & Conquer.
Never played one.
How about you, Brett?
I've never played him.
I played Command & Conquer 3. I'm a loser.
I tried playing the first one because that's when I was a PC gamer still, and I played a lot of Warcraft 1 and 2. And I was like, cool, a new one. And it didn't work just like Warcraft, so I literally quit after 1 match.
Oh.
And I was like, where's the gold mine? Stupid game, and then quit. Which I shouldn't have done, I agree.
I got into Command and Conquer Generals, which just completely confused me. It's like, so wait, there's more than one storyline here?
Yeah. I love all the pictures in the article, though, of Kane's bald guy, why hello there. Yeah. And then the fact that this is an ion blast from Kane's perspective, and it's just basically the entire screen is him exploding.
Yeah.
And then the next image is, this is what an ion cannon looks like, and it's floating in space.
Yeah.
It's so big.
It's a laser satellite. I really wanted to find like an in-game shot of an ion cannon blast. So it's like, hey, here's this image of him embracing the blast just before he's swallowed up by it.
And then what is it? It looks like he's just a normal dude. And then one picture, hi, I'm half Terminator. He's got like a metal skull.
Yeah, he got like a bunch of burns from the ion cannon, and so he had to wear a faceplate.
Yes,
that's like all it did to him.
A building-sized explosion, and I just walked away with Kano face.
Kano face.
Exactly.
A Terminator Halloween costume.
Kano, there's a guy I should include it. Anyway.
But all of my teeth and even my goatee are still intact.
My goatee is unsinged. Because I'm that awesome.
So what does Kane do? Is he just a guy?
What does he do?
He's
everything.
He's the messianic head of the Brotherhood of Nod, which is basically the big. They're the big bad guy faction in Command and Conquer.
They're the
goddamn Nodders.
And their religion is built around the idea that these Tiberium crystals, which are toxic and can be harvested for fuel, are somehow of religious significance and will advance humanity, and this puts them at odds with the rest of the world for whatever reason.
I'm giving you a 5-second keyboard cat warning.
Okay. I'm trying to make this as quick as possible.
I want to play it as much.
He never dies. He comes back from the faceplate thing. He dies again, and then gets regenerated and comes back. Hey, I'm perfect. How about that?
It just seems like such a lame villain to get behind. Like, I'm a dude. I'm always portrayed by FMV by the same actor. Mm-hmm. I look like just a bald guy.
Yeah. But he's beloved by Command and Conquer.
That is that was the thing that turned me off about the game to begin with. Look at our FMVs. They pushed those from the very beginning.
But like, have they ever not had him in a
game? No,
game?
they never got rid of them.
That's what
ever.
No. I mean, has Kane ever not been in a Command and Conquer?
I thought he's been there since the first one. I think he even showed up in like the first Command and Conquer Red Alert as like an advisor to Stalin. Because he is immortal, and like the game itself has hinted that he's the biblical Cain, like the one who killed Abel.
I was going to use that as my strapline. This Cain is 8.
Oh.
Hold on, do we have a bomb button? That'll do.
Yay! God. Number 3 is Ridley. Woo! Everybody loves Ridley.
I do love Ridley. Ridley
all love Ridley.
Ridley is what?
Ridley is a giant pterodactyl man.
Thing. He's actually the leader of the space pirates and does nothing but shriek.
Yeah, I have a clip.
Wow,
is that not him?
Is that just you?
No, that's not me. I thought that was Ridley.
It's like I'm in the room with him.
Wow. So, yeah, it's funny. The first Metroid, he's like the same size as Samus, and he's just a purple thing. And then by the time Super Metroid comes around, oh, by the way, I'm a huge, like 3 times the size of you, giant pterodactyl person. Yeah, he's always portrayed as being very smart and cunning and whatever, and it's like all he does is scream at you.
Exactly like that.
And wow.
Couldn't have even looked it up on YouTube? Just like, what does Ridley sound like?
I know what he sounded like. I just, for the fuck of it, I put pterodactyl in and just like, what if I go with the first Google result? And it was this guy.
Wow. That's really not you?
No.
Oh, I thought it was.
It's off of an entire album called like Human Animal.
So, because we know what a pterodactyl would sound like.
Do you want to do a better pterodactyl? Nice. Let me see if I put some
better
effects
Ridley.
over that. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, he comes back. He dies in the first game because he blew him up with missiles. Mm-hmm. He's not in the second one. Third one,
and then we assume he gets annihilated when the whole base goes up anyway.
The whole planet ends up detonating, and then 2 he's not in. 3 Super Metroid. At the very beginning, he's kind of like portrayed as your main your main villain.
Yeah.
You kill him again later in the game, and then he's dead, and then he shows up again. And now he's covered in like metal. He's covered in metal plating. And
that might have been Zero Mission.
All right. What's the
Meta Ridley.
In the Prime games, he comes back and he's just covered in shit, and it's like it's one of those games where he is clearly dying every time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do we got
comes
next?
back and it's the same guy.
Who's next?
No, we've only got 8 seconds to talk about every one of them for the cat.
Number 2 is Ganon.
Ganon.
Oh, let's move on quick.
Also,
Moving on.
not if I have
Number 1.
clips. Ganon.
Who doesn't talk? What are you going to have a clip of?
Which game did you showed a picture of one?
Wind Waker's
Wind
the
Waker.
one.
This is from Wind Waker.
Mm-hmm.
The Triforce of Wisdom! Mine at last!
Wow, that is from Wind Waker.
That's right, Wind Waker. I hope you guys all enjoyed that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus. Did
That
they come
is-
from the same side as the pterodactyl guy?
No, and well, this is from Twilight Princess.
Just wait till I get out of here, Zelda and Link. You'll pay for this!
A voice actor had to record that.
Wow. You know, I
Somebody
like,
had to get in front of a microphone and do that.
I like his escalating scream. I bet I could pull
I
that
really
off.
like that. The swelling music. That's why I thought it made Twilight Princess such a great game.
That's like from the cartoon.
No, but I also the last one I have is from
Yes.
Majora's Mask.
I don't remember him having that high-pitched voice.
Majora's Mask.
He wasn't even in Majora's
Oh,
Mask.
right. I forgot Ganon was the moon.
Testing you. Testing you.
So, yeah, Ganon's in all the Zeldas.
yeah.
Except for the ones he's not.
Except for the few that he's not, yeah.
But does this count? Because are they
It's all
multiple universe?
No, they are all supposed to be the same universe. The idea is that Link and Zelda are always, unless it's a direct sequel,
Unstuck in Time?
they are always descendants or
Reincarnations.
ancestors, reincarnations. But Ganon is always the same Ganon.
That is not true.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
I know. I mean, that can't be. He's been depicted so differently.
Because there's different reasons why he's humanoid versus the pig form.
The pig form, which is the one I was going off of from the
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers Super Show,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No,
which is canon. I asked Nintendo.
yeah, they said yes.
Yes, Ernie Hudson did visit the Mario Brothers.
Yeah, the idea is that like between Ganon, Link, and Zelda, they make up Triforce of power, courage, wisdom. They can never be unseparated.
Mhm.
They will always be fighting forever. There'll always be a balance to maintain. They can know easily.
It actually sounds like he's overpowered with good, and that's not fair.
They can no more kill him ever than they stop being brought back. Or
Mhm.
But yeah, it is strange though that no Ganon ever says, "I remember you."
Yeah.
Hold on,
He's never like, oh man, it had to be the kid with the green cap.
It's the green. It's
Oh,
the green.
God.
It's the green.
Okay. What do we have for number one?
Number 1 is Dracula.
Oh man, missed
How'd
my
you not
noise.
know
That's
that?
okay. I haven't read it yet. I'm just kidding. I got me some Dracula.
Whatever.
You want to do some?
Yeah, he's like the villain in every single Castlevania game.
Mm-hmm.
You say something.
Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. Have at you.
And thus begins one of the best Castlevania games.
I really do love that game, and I even watching that thing in the middle is him throwing a glass.
Yeah.
I love that. I so love that. He's throwing his goblet to the ground. 17-bit style.
I guess.
17-bit Castlevania. That's
But,
it.
yeah, the thing about Dracula is he never, ever, ever alters his strategy, even for a second.
No.
Always sits in his throne room, always waits around until the hero comes up, and he's like, oh, who are you? I've never seen anyone like you before.
He's very charismatic too.
Doesn't-
Everybody is smitten by Dracula.
That's
Yeah.
part of his.
Yeah, the only Castlevanias who didn't show up as the final victim. The final
victim.
villain were Castlevania Lament of Innocence, which is the very first game chronologically, and Dawn of Sorrow and Araya of Sorrow, which I got backwards.
But Lament of Innocence is the one where
No.
Malthaeus becomes Dracula.
I think it's Matthias.
Well,
Yes.
whatever. Also Arya.
Matthias
whatever.
Kromqvist.
We have too much ahead to
He-
not play Keyboard Cat.
Fine.
Everybody hates Keyboard Cat, and you were both like, you gotta put that.
No,
Well,
I
yeah,
still-
the first 10 times it was
Uh.
funny. But
I still like it, but we can't even get through a topic now.
Really trying to hurry this up because we have a lengthy interview with the creative officer at High Voltage. Brett and I went and played The Conduit, which, according to some, is one of the most anticipated games of right now. Brett and I went and played that. We're going to talk about that when we get back. We have an interview for later in the podcast. Don't get mad. We also have some other stuff. We brought back game deals. Yes, new releases. Yeah, we're also giving away a special prize. Would you call it the most played game in the world right now?
Probably.
Probably?
Sure.
Probably. Something related to that. During this break, we're going to play the College Humor We Didn't Start the Flame War song. Go see the video. The video does the song a lot of justice.
Yeah, it's beautifully animated. It's just not quite the same without seeing the video.
Yeah, so go to collegehumor.com to see the video. Actually, we'll try and embed it in the page, so maybe you can see it on Games Radar 2.
Don't open that door!
It's Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, and you're listening to TalkRadar on GamesRadar.com. Dig it!
Does anybody want to listen to the rest of this motherfucking podcast? Yeah!
Dance to the beat, time for all night party. Here we go. Welcome to your fiesta de los amigos. Dance to the beat, time for all night party. Here we go. Welcome to your fiesta de los amigos.
That is, what is that? Keyboard Cat's been stuck in our head all week.
All week. It's I don't know how I've lived 28 years without that melody. Like I've been writing. I'm writing next week's top 7, and I just find myself with my hands just going like.
The whole office has been humming it.
Yeah, just like you'll hear typing noises, and then somewhere in the office. It's called just Play Him Out Keyboard Cat.
PlayHimOutKeyboardCat.com.
It's just the gag is just like something really stupid happens or embarrassing, and the cat shows up to just play.
The cat shows up to dignify you with the send-off.
Yeah.
Take a bow, sir.
It's the equivalent of like the Oscar speeches where they just start playing the music. All right, get off. You're done. You're done.
Oh, I was just looking at all the numbers in the videos, and I rarely in this day and age catch a meme.
Yeah.
Before it starts.
The numbers are still really low. And
it's coming. It's coming.
It's like that thing's got to blow up.
Games that don't involve cats and keyboards.
Right.
New releases. Demigod, a PC game Tyler Nagata was excited about a year ago, but not excited enough to sit in the podcast with us and talk to you about it.
Doesn't heavily
Here's what was disappointing me. Outrun Online Arcade.
Really?
What?
I do love Outrun.
I love Outrun, but everybody gave it good scores except for the one source I looked to. OXM, I think it was Ryan McCaffrey. It's just Outrun 06 for the Xbox.
Yeah. I really liked Outrun 06 though.
So did I.
I reviewed the PS2 and PSP versions.
What'd you give it?
An 8.
Nice.
It's a fun game.
I have way too much affection for Outrun. It was one of the.
It's really good.
At the time when all I wanted in the game was be colorful.
Yeah, it was colorful. It was fast. It was
great music.
It was different and fantastic music.
Yeah, I remember when everybody, for some reason, that just really seemed to hit a chord. It's like, wow, it's colorful, it's fast. You have girlfriends.
You have a girlfriend that is violently ejected from the car when it flips end over end, and then she gets back in it with you.
Unless you impress her, then you win the day.
That's the thing I loved about Outrun Coast to Coast 06, which I guess this is based on, was the heart mode or whatever it was called. Where
heart attack mode.
You have to keep impressing her or she'll leave you.
Which you could do in most GTA Chinatown Wars now, but it's different here.
Yeah. GameSpot, speaking of giving Demigod.
Demigod, go ahead. Go for it. What's it getting?
I'm talking over you.
GameSpot has the only review of note, and it's 6.5.
Oh, no. What happened to our most anticipated PC game of 2009?
It's been replaced with StarCraft 2.
And Diablo 3. And everything else.
Whatever Blizzard is doing.
A bunch of other stuff I'll feel guilty for
Someone
not playing.
pissing at Blizzard is more notable than most of the PC releases.
Sorry, PC gamers. But whatever, at least it's free, right? But all right.
Things
no, it's just like the PC universe is just dominated by whatever Blizzard is doing. Be it Diablo, Warcraft, StarCraft.
And free web-based MMOs.
Well, yeah, that too. What else is this week? Company of Heroes?
Company of Heroes. Is that this week? I don't have it on the grand list. There was just a bunch of other games with airplanes in them for the PC and PSP.
No, looks like that was last week.
So if you like airplanes...
Jesus, is that it? What the hell else happened?
No, Samurai Showdown Anthology, and I believe we have something called... Oh, no, excuse me, Darkspire.
There's Darkspire. There's also Dokapon Journey, which is awful.
Oh!
Because it's Dokapon Kingdom, which was PS2 and Wii.
And not Journey music.
No.
Oh, shit.
And Carolyn reviewed it, and it was barely bad, and Dokapon Journey for DS. Don't play it. But yeah, Darkspire comes out this week, and this is the most you'll probably hear about this game anywhere. But it's just one of those. It's like an super old school, like first person dungeon crawly games where you're like Wizardry or Swords and Serpents or Phantasy Star 1 if you want to go that route. The only reason I'm interested at all in it is because the graphics, which while minimal, are very striking. Like some of these scenes are like solid black with really weird neon colors and stuff. Mm-hmm. And the music is like straight up NES quality.
Really?
Like it just sounds like a new Castlevania score almost. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, it's not like melodic where every song is iconic and this is going to stick around. They have one theme, and every song is some kind of variation on the Darkspire theme.
Like the Brady Bunch?
No.
Like they have a sad version? Sorry, I have a television show. I shouldn't have gone there.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have gone there.
But I gave you 2 MP3s as an example. One of them, Battle, I guess?
Yeah, you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
I don't know. It just sounds like
it's very Castlevania to me.
Yeah, it sounds Castlevania, and it adds more as each loop goes by. They add more beats, but then there's some slower stuff. I don't know. It just sounds really good. But then there's the other song I gave you. For some reason, they felt the need to sandwich in this really earnest opera singer, and it's just amazing.
Oh my God! This is what you were listening to and laughing at.
Yes.
I didn't know this was.
Yeah. Play the other one. This is the Darkspire vocal version.
Wow.
Here we go. He's like backed up by a whole tiki party.
Wow,
It's like you
really...
pick a theme and you stick with it.
Yeah.
NES, you don't need to go getting regular vocal tracks from an accomplished opera singer.
I just think I've had
You
that.
want me to do what?
You want me to go "Oh."
In a video game? What is that?
Is that the one with the bowling? I've heard of these video games.
So, bowling.
Why is
Goddamn.
Why is everyone Stewie?
Then
Why
I'll-
should I wish to play golf?
That's not who I am. I'm Julia Child.
I'm doing a very bad impression of Hedonism Bot.
See? Oh, yes.
Oh, yes,
Higgly
delightful.
piggly and whatnot. Bowling was a good segue into the dumb-ass Wii feature I have going
Zombie, cover me in chocolate.
up. That I have going up today.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, we don't know that. But but the point was, it was we couldn't think of a proper name for it. But basically, my thesis statement is that we came up with 4 things.
We being WII.
WII came up with 4 game types, game modes, and have reused them over and over ever since.
Yeah.
So if I can find one thing that only the Wii does, 7 other games do that, and we're going to highlight that for you. So what that sent me on is like Animal Doctrine.
Yeah.
I don't recall any kind of vet game before this generation.
Fish staring.
Fish staring.
The games that are just solely about looking at fish.
Fish staring. And stuff like pet dressing.
Pet dressing.
Pet dressing.
My favorite is horse hosing.
Horse hosing.
Because there is no shortage of actual screens of multiple games.
That sounds like something that would be illegal to look at in Kentucky.
It looks mean. It looks like the horse is coming to prison and they're about to hit him with delousing powder. He's always in a dank room getting hit with a fire hose. But
that's the only hose that horses understand.
This civil rights joke from Michael.
Was it?
It sent me on a search, like the Pets games. I'm like, I know these games exist. Where can I find information on them?
Right.
They didn't send the assets to us, game sites, because they know either we won't cover them or we won't cover them favorably.
Right.
So I go to their official website. There's been like 30 pet games. They bury the information on the latest pet games.
Well, they don't want anybody to actually read.
And I think it's because it's pretty high up on the Google ranking, actually, which is rare. The official site, because no one else gives a shit.
Right.
And and they don't want to have confusion in the marketplace. Oh, there's 17 dog games. No, we want you to buy this dog game, which I believe is called, what's the new dog game? Dog Pack and Pet Sports Dog. That is from Ubisoft. But what that basically meant is I ended up at a lot of terrible press websites, completely broken. Hey, Zoo Games, didn't you come out with M&M Adventures? That was last week. This week we have M&M's Beach Party. We threw everything out. All the screens are broken.
Well, what was the game you were looking for? I want a screenshot of this girl dressing up game. You have to click on a virtual town.
It's imagine you have to go to a town and click on a house and ask for permission.
Yeah.
To buy games. This is.
Well, it was like,
what?
Do you want to hurt? It was like
someone talks to you and there's like this. It's a new game about being a fashion guru. And then there's all these questions. Would you like me to detail lists of the game? Would you like to see screenshots of the game?
It's like 8 clicks into the site before you can see a screenshot of the game that they're trying to sell.
And it's all Flash, so the URL's all the same. I can't possibly link you to it. And the screenshots show up about the size of something funny, and
like a GBA screen.
Like a GBA screen. So I'm like, well, clearly you did this so none of us can take them. So print screen enlarge. There you go.
Now it looks even worse.
You screwed yourself. But what I was trying to get at is that all sites are broken, but one thing you have to endure is every one of these sites has awful, awful family-friendly music that you cannot turn off.
Of course.
And here's the Pets song.
Yeah! Dude, that drummer loves it.
So I'm basically enduring this all week because I kept having to revert. Here's a category: sheep shearing. No Pets has something to say about that category because every other game in the Wii did. But the best one was because all the sites are in complete and utter disrepair, like practically abandoned,
right?
Cobwebs. The Active Life Outdoor Challenge website Name has changed multiple times. It's supposed to be a franchise. Maybe it was my browser. I was using Firefox without anything else open. This is how their song came through.
It sounds like
it's running on a broken record player.
It sounds like Christmas crashing in the. It sounds like Christmas crashing in the Matrix.
It sounds like
It sounds like your captor playing a Victrola of Christmas music on a.
It sounds like what an evil, dilapidated dancing Santa would play as he's slowly coming after you.
I believe that's accurate.
It's. I got it. It's the sound. It's the sound of Christmas nights being melted.
It's you know what? It's the sound of.
I can't help but associate that music with Killer Robot.
This is the sound of actually making out with Santa Claus, who happens to resemble a close relative of yours.
Keyboard Cat.
I'm not sure Keyboard Cat can compete with this powerful juju.
All right.
Thank you, Keyboard Cat. Thank you for ending that.
In the news. I only had one thing. I didn't want to spend a lot of time on it, but we've mentioned in here before the idea that, like, why hasn't Nintendo had a price drop? Like, why that system is still full price? And Nintendo...
It's awesome.
It's on Edge that the headline is Nintendo concedes Wii troubles in Japan. For 5 weeks in a row, 6 weeks in a row, Wii is, like, dropping rapidly in Japan.
It's being outsold by the PS3, and I don't know if they mean 360 too, because that seems very odd.
No offense to Nintendo, but about fucking time.
Yeah, it's really surprising it took this long, honestly. Like, there are some good games for it, but not enough that gamers are going to keep buying it every week. Like, there's so few and far between. And Wii has been kind of a runaway success up to this point, and now this is the first instance of... And Nintendo's admitting, like, the quote is, it is in a, quote, unhealthy condition.
Yes.
And there's still, Iwata actually goes on record and says, well, you know, he says, we still don't need to drop the price, even though for 6 weeks the sales have dropped considerably. He says, a price cut in a difficult economy cannot really excite the market and drive up sales. As of now, I don't think a price cut is a good option for us.
You are a liar.
Even though they have said openly, they have made money on Wii's being sold
from the beginning.
From the beginning, which, if you don't know anything about how hardware sales work, everyone they break even or they take a loss. Like Sony, Microsoft sold their systems at launch for a huge loss.
To make money off the licensing fees they make for people who make games for Microsoft systems.
Just to make money off the games. It's selling you a razor to sell you the blades.
There you go.
And that's what they do. And Nintendo was making money from the beginning. And now, even when the sales are falling...
I think that's an indication they're not making much money from the games.
Yeah.
Because
I can't imagine that the licensing fees are that expensive if so many people are rushing to crank out Wii games.
That also can't be the case because what are the highest selling games every week? It's still Wii Fit, Wii Play.
It's still mostly Nintendo-based products, but when again, go look at my stupid feature on the game, 15 game types that we invented. UB and Imagine have managed to crank out somewhere in the realm of like 30 reasonably priced pet games in the span of 2 years.
Yeah. It made me think.
You've had one Mario.
Yeah, we've had one pretty damn good Mario game.
Yeah.
Which is good. I don't want a Mario game every fucking year.
Me neither.
I want one like every 3.
What if it was an awesome Mario game every year?
I wish they would because Insomniac put out good Ratchet and Clanks every year.
For a while, yeah.
Every year.
They do, and I think they haven't. The quality hasn't fallen. My interest lessens when I know it's on an annual basis. Like
the problem is though they don't innovate a lot in between them. Whereas usually every Mario game has something
completely different.
Has something about it that is okay. This one's the jetpack. This one's you're in space. But what it led me to think was, let's say this is we're entering Games Radar hypothesis land. I don't know. Hey, now we're in hypothesia.
There you go.
I'm thinking, let's say that the sales keep falling. Wii kind of loses the luster. Wii stops being in the headlines. Like, oh, and there's a new commercial now with fucking Beyonce in it playing Rhythm Heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have to get it.
Which is
and she's saying, I suppose.
Damn it, I wish I had that queued up.
Which is a good game. I'm wondering now if the money Nintendo's making from Wii and DS, because they're making a shit ton of money.
Oh, yeah.
As they're making they're not hiding that fact at all. after finishing second with N64 and a very distant third with GameCube, after kind of recouping the goodwill for the public with Wii, I really wonder if the next system they do, they're gonna go back into the race, and because it's like being broken up with, but you did not want to be, and you're still like, God, I hope we get back together.
But now they can bring both groups together.
Yeah, what happens next year at E3 or 2 years from now if they go, here's a new system, it looks amazing, here's a 1080p Zelda.
There you go, play it. Wow.
Yeah, everyone will fucking lose it. Like, I will be, immediately, I'm back, let's do this, guys! And everyone will be like, well, let's mix Nintendo's good name with the technology we always wanted to make these games with. I mean, people are very clearly willing to buy $60 games. Like, I don't know, it's just, if they come back and say, new Metroid, it looks amazing, new F-Zero, new whatever, and new Mario, and they're all, whatever 1080p equivalent is in like 3 years. All the gamers would immediately come back.
I do want to,
but the problem is they still lost to N64.
I think they're gonna slip incredibly in the last 2 years of the race, and only because of the hardware issue.
It's funny because that's what's happened the last two consoles. They had very strong starts and then died quick.
Yeah.
And only Nintendo kept them alive.
This last E3, we've talked about it. Go listen to episode 10, people. It's a very strange favorite. Where Nintendo, they cut my balls off and handed it to me on a waffle cone. Like, here you go. Here's a bunch of shit you don't care about.
And then you shit on your balls.
And then last week, 46.
And then a dog shit on your balls.
46. And whoever sent me that message, post the picture of exactly he has a picture of a dog shitting on his balls.
Wow.
So, yes, post that in the forums. Post haste.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like...
I'm only worried because I know E3's coming up and that they announced a bunch of stuff, but we kind of had an idea of what it seems like Nintendo has nothing in the pipeline to write that scenario. Like, what software is going to drive this product? Nintendo doesn't have any.
Well, last year they thought Wii Music would do that.
I know, and,
so that's why
it didn't. And they don't. But what else do they have? They have Sports Resort.
They've got Sports Resort, I think, in July.
Yeah.
Which they think is going to be a huge deal
with
again.
A whopping, excuse me, Italians, 3 companies supporting the Motion Plus.
Yeah.
And all of them are EA.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they think Motion Plus when it's like, guess what, Nintendo, you're already segmenting a market.
It's kind of like if I went to all the trouble to learn how my Wii plays anyway, you're going to tell me you're going to completely change my default control style?
It's just too late. It's like, I don't see a tiny little add-on. Now I'm interested in the console.
But we had a little faith dropped in our lap.
Yeah, a little bit.
The other day. I really got a kick out of the Conduit, man.
Yeah, we went and played the Conduit, which is like one of the most looking forward to games for the Wii right now.
According to VG charts, it was last week the #1 anticipated game.
It's an FPS. It's sci-fi. Washington D.C. is overrun with aliens kind of thing, and they are and High Voltage, the developer, it's published by Sega. They're really trying. Like, they've made it a point, like, all along to say, we're going to give you 360 level visuals. We're going to give you gameplay that is not dumbed down. We're going to give you a shooter experience that is the best on the console, bar none. And we actually got to play it last night. It was supposed to be a multiplayer event, but
that was tragic.
They had a lot of server issues. But Chris and I were there. We cut together an interview with the guy there.
Mm-hmm. You're going to hear it in the next break.
Yeah, the next break. One of the breaks will be that interview.
Yeah.
Which, if you hate that idea, we
may not do it again. But I genuinely wanted to hear, like, you guys are insane. Like, why would you do that? Like, everybody else has abandoned this, and considers making I hate using the word, a core game on the Wii immediately unprofitable. And I asked because I know we only got sales report for Mad World and House of the Dead Overkill for the UK, which it did dismally, but then all sales compared to what they do here look dismal in the UK.
Right, because it's just fewer people. So I don't know what.
Fast and Furious made $100 million. It made 3 in the UK and was a roaring success, a rollicking good time.
I'm sorry, I just remembered where I'd heard of High Voltage software. My optimism went down.
I had meant to ask him about Magna Cum Laude.
Magna Cum Laude, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh my God, are you serious?
I told you that. I looked them up and
I reviewed that for PSM.
I looked them up.
The worst game I played in
their highest rated game in this decade is an 85 from All-Star Baseball 2000 whatever. But this
white men can't jump on the Jaguar.
Their first game.
Yeah.
I meant to ask them that in the interview. Maybe I do. Listen,
America's Army True Soldiers. They did that too.
I know I shit all over that game.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just it's weird. On one hand, you're like, wow, their track record, High Voltage, is not good, but it may be one of those things where they're never given a chance to make something.
But I touched the game. It controls well.
It does control
It
well.
doesn't. It doesn't feel like because we didn't feel so much like a pointer, but kind of like you were aiming with a bat.
Yeah.
And the reticle on screen was the tip of the bat.
Yeah.
And it was the bat was also made out of rubber and a little wobbly.
Yeah. It's the kind of game that had this been a launch game.
Oh, it would have
been amazing.
You would have had people interested in the system for 6 more months.
Yeah.
It looks unbelievably pretty, and I hate to say on just because of the console it's on, but it's still very pretty. It's the airport level we saw was at least well designed. People, I think, were complaining about the textures. I didn't notice.
I thought some of the environments didn't look that great.
I mean, it's a goddamn airport.
Well, no, I mean the first level is kind of very sci-fi, but there were a lot of cool guns. There are definitely aspects of that game, the weapons, some of the lighting, where you're like, you know what, that does look like HD. That looks like that does look.
The things in your hand,
it looks way better than what I've seen.
The ACE, the all-seeing eye, this thing that uncover things hidden in the room and unlock doors and reveal writing on the wall to show you more of this weird fucking conspiracy. I thought that looked very pretty.
It did.
And that's an integral part of the game.
I'm just right now the only thing I'm worrying about after playing it was the checkpoints. They seemed to be everyone was dying in the same spot, and there was that's a really long level.
Do you know your reference for that exact reason in Amanda's Kotaku preview?
Am I really?
Yeah, Brett Elston and I died over and over in this one spot. I handed the controller to him because he's a boy and does better, and he died over and over again. That was he's like, what would you change about it? The first-person shooter, when your reticle is somewhere, I feel like I'm throwing a grenade at that spot, but the nunchuck is your left hand, and that's how you chuck a grenade, by flicking that, and which worked, except for that your left hand didn't matter to your reticle. You just kind of get it stuck on.
Yeah.
I'm standing in a doorway and I'm throwing a grenade. Whoops! It dinked the door jamb.
Yeah.
Grenade in my face.
Yeah, there were a lot of grenade faces and a lot of grenade ceilings going on.
Yes.
I think it's June.
June, the first Wii game with a collector's edition.
It does have a collector's edition.
With a collector's edition.
Yeah,
what's the difference?
They wouldn't tell us.
It wouldn't tell us, but
it's $10 more. That's the only difference.
It comes with a mirror that you can look at and shame yourself.
It comes with a certificate of authenticity.
It comes in a case for its case.
Case for its case, signed by a stamp of the president of the company. Conduit. I had a really good time with it. I thought it was interesting that you also played Rock Band on the PSP.
I did play Rock Band Unplugged for PSP. It's really good.
Is it?
Yeah, I like it because Harmonix is the developer, obviously. Harmonix, years ago, 2001, 2002, made Frequency and Amplitude, which is the beginning of Guitar Hero, which when Guitar Hero first came out in 2005, I was like, what is this stupid game, whatever. And then I saw it and then played it. I just heard people talking about it.
You have to play
and then
this.
when I played it, I'm like, oh, dude, this is Amplitude. I love this. And then I immediately loved Guitar Hero. And Amplitude and Frequency are amazing games for PS2. And that's all Rock Band Unplugged is. And it's funny that they keep trying to distance it. They're like, yeah, the history is there.
How do you play it?
We appreciate those games, but this is all new. No, it's not. It's Amplitude skinned as Rock Band. That's
really?
it. You use it's PSP only, so you're playing the whole song, and
as every instrument.
Every instrument is going. Drums, bass, guitar, vocals are going. So the example I use in the article is like The Killer's Mr. Brightside. Even if you don't like the song, you know it, so it's a good example. So the song's going. Song starts. Every note is different. The bass is one track. The vocals are one track. The drums are one track. Just like when you play a full band in Rock Band, you see everything going. The difference is by using the L and R buttons, you cycle between each of the tracks, and you using the face buttons, which there's only 4 notes. There's red, yellow, green, and blue. There's no orange note. There's no kick pedal.
Actually, I don't care. Yeah. Those are always the things I have the most problem with.
No kick pedal on a PSP?
Hey!
Well, there's no button equivalent to that. So you're just pushing the buttons of all these notes, and you can customize whatever buttons you want to push, but like the default is left arrow, up arrow, circle, triangle, because those are like the outside buttons.
The top 4 buttons.
Yeah, it feels natural to do it that way. So you go to the vocals, you play "Coming Out of My Cage and I've Been Doing Just Fine." That's the phrase. phrase is done. Now that means the vocal track keeps playing. Hit R. Now you're over on the drums. You play the drum beat with the buttons.
Mhm.
Drums keep going. Now you use L. Get all the way over to the bass, and they're spread out. So you got to like cycle back and forth.
So it means
through
like
them.
the same songs you played before could have a different difficulty depending on how much they switch around.
The fun comes from the fact that even though it's the Rock Band 1 and 2 catalog, there's
Mhm.
41 songs total, 9 of which are new to this game.
Can you name one?
There's like a whole list in the preview.
I want one.
Rock Your Socks from Tenacious D.
Tenacious D.
Nice.
Doesn't matter if it's good.
Yeah. Well, it's the kind of game that, like, even if you despise Rock Band, like, you hate it, you hate the idea of plastic instruments, you hate everyone looking like just Simon Says crap, this is a different kind of a game. It's basically like a really fast music puzzle game, where you're trying to get these notes, get the rhythm down, get the timing down, use R, because by the time, like, say, you get drums, guitar, vocals down, by the time you've cleared those 3 tracks, the vocal track is now back up. They don't stay gone.
Feels more like a conductor or producer.
Yeah.
Like,
and because you're in charge of the whole song, you feel a little bit more...
all right, get it together. No, you on bass. Hold on.
Yes, that's what I sounded like. But no, I really like it because I loved Amplitude, but Amplitude is admittedly too freaky for a mainstream. Like, the colors were just way too out there, and everything is... There's an image, but yeah.
I played it for 4 seconds. It made me a little gay. I had to move on.
No, it's a great game, and it comes out in June, and I'll be playing the hell out of it. I guarantee.
Does it have this song?
It might.
No, but it does have. It is the first PSP game with DLC, so it might.
Really?
Yes, it does have a DLC store.
Oh man, my PSP has a hard drive. I forgot about that.
Oh wait, it doesn't. I get to buy more Pro Stick Duos.
Yeah, they're cheap. They're much cheaper now.
They shouldn't be at all.
They shouldn't be cheaper?
They shouldn't be.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Well, we were talking about the Conduit and Sega. Like our interview with David from High Voltage Software. Kellis or Kellis? I can't tell. We did not exchange cards.
David Kellis.
We avoid professionalism just for your entertainment.
I exchanged my card. He didn't have one.
I didn't have one either. So you mean both, man? We're unprepared as fuck. Damn it. He was creative something or other. Sega's taking a big chance on... It's so weird to say this 2 years in. Games that don't traditionally do well on Wii.
Well, an M-rated game at all.
I'm saying just a game. Just something that's supposed to last you. You're supposed to play with a friend for more than 4 minutes.
Right.
A game for someone who's been playing games for more... like pre-2005.
Yeah. In this case, House of the Dead Overkill.
House of the Dead Overkill. Our site had I thought a funny article on Agent Washington. He's the character in the game. We played him in a 2 podcasts ago. Greatest, can I say this, fucking quotes?
Yeah, he is a big-ass potty mouth.
He is a big-ass potty mouth.
To the point of comedy. Like we talked about last week, Mad World was pushing it to the point of, like, this seems too calculated to be offensive.
I went in cycles. I'm like, this is weird. This is too much. I'm like, okay, this is way too much. I'm like, okay, this has to be intentionally too much.
Yeah.
They're overloading you so they could make jokes later.
What's up, motherfucker?
We're just starting you out. There's so many more quotes on our site.
It's what, 13 or 14?
Oh yeah, I got like 5.
You are one fucked up fuck. You know that? That's offensive shit you're playing me. You ever thought of therapy? What the fuck for?
And I love the question in the middle.
That motherfucker nearly had me. Shit.
You ever feel like dialing down the cursing wash?
Fuck that motherfucker.
This one, I took it out of context because it makes me laugh.
No finger fucking way.
And for a little bit of, here's for the feminists, for the ladies.
Motherfucker. What does a brother have to do to pacify a bitch?
Oh my God.
This is during a breakup. He was having a hard time.
Right.
And one of my favorite quotes, it is the number one.
Right.
Ruining it.
Shit. This is like that film with all them birds.
And he does keep going. Hold on.
Which film with all the birds?
You know, the bird film. Fuck.
Okay. Elson's not laughing anymore.
But I like the birds.
I've never seen the bird.
I have.
Never seen the birds?
No.
What the fuck?
No, I've seen like so many. Most of his other movies. Never seen the bird.
Wow.
And I have. How weird is that?
I saw that when I was like 10 and it traumatized.
I wish my parents would show me the birds at 10.
Fucking scene with the guy with his eyes
They were
back out.
assholes.
Jesus Christ.
Making me watch Sleeping Beauty about arranged marriages, and stabbing dragons. My parents were shitheads. Is it gotten like cliche for me to call out my mom on the podcast? Mom, suck my.
Suck yes, don't listen to this podcast.
Mom, if you're listening right now, go eat Dad's ass. Don't let him shower. Don't.
I want you to suck things that came out of you.
Don't let him shower.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, I want you to get dingleberries in your teeth. I want it to look like a koosh ball someone held a lighter too close to.
Oh Christ! I can't be party to this.
It's not. I don't think it's going in.
It's complicit.
Well, you know what? We're going to go into next. This is a slight segue to what we're going to go into next break. Because guess who brought back game deals? Me. Because I won big this week with shopping frugally. Here's a news story that made me extremely mad. Ghostbusters, the video game.
Right.
They're still marketing it. The special edition.
$80.
Have you seen it?
No.
Michael, have you seen the Ghostbusters special edition?
I have not.
On Amazon? Let me tell you what it has. An exclusive Slimer bust designed and created by the original movie sculptor, Steve Johnson. Comes complete with a certificate of authenticity signed by the sculptor himself. Probably not true. I bought tons of these things. It's never signed by the sculptor himself.
Yeah.
Exclusive Ghostbuster Mini-Mates. Only available in the Slimer edition. Brett's yawning.
I was yawning before that.
You're going to love this. You're going to love this. Get ready.
I'm ready.
Get ready.
I'm sitting down and I'm buckled in.
Hold on. Let me get an exclusive Ghostbusters gamer graphics console skin.
What the hell did you just say? That actually put the X-ray of my skeleton against the wall. I was so surprised.
I know how to hammer a point home. And last but not least, if that didn't get you, an exclusive Ecto 1 keychain with lights and sound.
Oh, man.
God damn it.
And this was like...
Thank you, Ridley.
Like 20 years ago, I would have been all over this shit.
So what we got is a exclusive Slimer bust. An exclusive Ghostbuster Mini-Mates. Exclusive Ghostbusters console skin. Which,
what is the Mini-Mate? Those little figures.
You Google search, like little Kubrick looking things.
There's Marvel is all over that shit.
Exclusive Ecto 1 keychain. How much for the Ghostbuster Special Edition?
$100.
Wrong.
$130.
Hold on. I have to try and find my...
$250.
No! Michael, how much for the special edition?
$9,000.
Lower.
What?
Give a realistic
no number lower than that.
Give a realistic price.
7 baby teeth.
$80.
$80. What's the most you've ever paid for a special edition?
$9,000.
Seriously.
$70.
$70.
I've never bought one. Whatever Halo 2 and Doom 3 were for Xbox One, probably 60 or 70. I guess.
This is 130.
I was right. I said 130.
You did?
Like the second thing I said.
You know, recorded this.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
$130.
I see Scott.
Ghostbusters. But yeah, when we get back, I'm going to tell you about some games that are worth the price.
Worth the price. Community segment, question of the week, and...
I'm going to go console Dan Amrick, actually, during the break, because he cannot be happy about having to buy this on every platform, the special edition.
I got a community segment.
Nice.
I've got a question of the week.
Oh.
And we've got a special remix ending out the podcast that a certain user...
Brought to you by User.
And we've still got the mystery prize to give away. A new contest. Last week's contest, which is still ongoing, is Fallout 3 Win the Pit DLC.
I shipped the Watchmen stuff. You guys should
I shipped all the Street Fighter stuff from the Stump Seth Killing. You should have got it by now, I hope.
Stay tuned. Hi, say hi, Brett.
Hello.
We're at the Conduit multiplayer event with
David Pellis.
David Pellis, what do you do?
I am the design director at High Voltage Software.
High Voltage Software, makers of the Conduit.
The Conduit.
Excuse me, Conduit.
Yes, no,
the Conduit.
Conduit. Yes, that does happen. That does happen. But you are drinking, so you know.
Radar, Games Radar, and TalkRadar. We haven't really spoken a great deal about Conduit so far, but just in case people listening aren't completely up to speed with it, I don't know if you want to encapsulate what you guys are trying to do with this system and what we played now you're succeeding at doing, the idea of creating a FPS on this system that
Most people who made traditional core games have abandoned completely.
Yes.
Yeah, I wish they didn't, because I'm a Wii owner, and we're all Wii owners, and that's really where we started this journey from, is we started getting what we considered dusty Wii syndrome. And, it was just sitting there, and nobody was playing it. You played through your Wii Sports, you played through your Wii Play to get the extra controller. And,
yes, we all did.
And then you kind of ran out of what to play, and there's just a lot of crap out there. It wasn't really cool. Some games kind of perked your interest a little bit, but nothing really sustained
Here's what
the
I
gamer
noticed.
mindset.
My non-gamer guests didn't care anymore.
Yeah. They're like, I already played Wii Sports.
Yeah, bold.
Yeah, because that's what they think it is.
Yeah, exactly. Which it shouldn't, because I've said this before, but I haven't said it to you. I would yell at my PC gamer friends, I'll never play an FPS on a console. The 2 analog sticks don't cut it. I'm like, motherfucker, you're talking about a mouse and a keyboard that was designed for word processing and Excel sheets. Like, there has to be something better. And the Wii Remote came out, and like, this is it. This is what you need for an FPS.
That is exactly the same thing that happened to us. We saw the Wii, we saw the potential. We're like, okay, who out there is doing it? And, I mean, look at what was out there. Red Steel.
We got Red Steel and Far Cry Vengeance.
Far Cry. Okay, those were 2 winners. Good job with that. And, you've got these games that are out there that kind of promised. They said, gamers, these games are for you. These are real first-person shooter experiences that you've been really clamoring for, and they weren't. They were big letdowns. And they were letdowns to us. It's not that they were completely horrible games.
Right.
They just hyped them up so much, they just under-delivered.
Yeah, the only one that I've played so far that I thought was good was Metroid Prime 3, which luckily didn't have to focus that much on kill, and I think that's why it succeeded, because most of it was explore, oh my god, shoot, and now explore.
I was going to say, because most people don't have a 4-year development time.
Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah,
you have Nintendo's money, I expect it to be good.
Yeah,
so. But in this case, the Conduit is not just trying to do the genre that is underrepresented, but also pushing visually, audio, storytelling.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In a lot of different ways. I mean, we're pushing the graphics like no other game on the Wii. I mean, there are a couple games that got announced recently that the Silent Hill game, I think it is the new one. It really looks beautiful, but if you look at what that game is, and maybe this is me being a little cranky late at night without anything to drink, but you look at what that game is. It's boxed rooms, and they look fantastic. There's no open spaces. There's no long corridors. They're not doing the normal mapping. They're not doing the bump mapping. They're not doing the depth of field. We offer technology that no other game on the Wii is able to offer, and we can do that because we've created this proprietary technology, our Quantum 3 technology, that was created in-house by our extremely talented advanced technology group. There's a little shout-out to the boys. And we're very proud of them. We're very proud of the technology that they continue to improve upon. And this game is a blazing example of what they've been able to accomplish and see through.
I think you guys should be very proud. I came here to be like, it's what they're going to do is they're going to have it on really nice TVs. Turns out it's ViewSonics. The TVs I have at my desk, not great. So it looks really good. It's probably one of the best Wii games I've seen. Looking Wii games.
Bullshit. This is the best Wii game you ever seen.
But I say that, like, the last game I played was Majestic March, and before that was Mario Galaxy. It's not my job to play Wii, so I'm not going to pick it up willingly. I'm still mad. Nintendo abandoned me. I'm allowed to be angry about that.
I'm the lifelong Nintendo nerd that is had a really hard time the last couple of years.
And I was going to ask that, like, I just see recently Sega put out House of the Dead Overkill, Mad World, and they're publishing you guys. Are they making the last-ditch effort to...
I don't think it's last ditch. I think you're going to see a revival.
More from Sega?
Yeah, I think that it's not just Sega. I mean, you're going to see other top publishers recognize the sales that House of the Dead and that Mad World are having.
Were they
the
successful?
Reviews.
Are they regarded as successful internally?
Well, I mean, unfortunately, I don't have the numbers, so I can't tell you. But I do know that when they speak to us, they're very excited about the returns that they're seeing.
I really like both, by the way.
Yeah, I like them both a lot. I like House of the Dead a little bit more than I like Mad World, personally. I'm not a big, I'm not a big artsy kind of game fan. I loved Katamari Damacy, but that was probably the last one that kind of spun my wheels. But as far as those products and anything, talking about future products, they seem very, very pleased with their product, their mature content, and we can confirm today that we are teen, and we're confirming that we are going to be a teen rated game.
Where is this? How did you get teen?
Because we're awesome. What are you talking about?
I'm just wondering. It's a first, like, there's I
pulled off a headshot
with blood, and
Yes, but the head didn't explode.
It's like it didn't explode.
But think about GoldenEye, largely hailed as the best shooter ever pre-Halo.
Yeah,
it was
until Conduit.
Until Conduit. It was teen, and there was blood, but it was muted. And look, GoldenEye sold more copies than Ocarina of Time.
And you've been doing this over a period of like how long do you think it's been in development?
Well, I mean, we do development a little bit differently at High Voltage. What we do is we come up with an idea or a technology and say, hey, how can we utilize this to make a game? And for us, we found that technology. We then started incorporating into a test for a camera system, a first-person shooter camera system, and controls. And one of the things you guys have probably seen inside is just this vast ability of customizing your controls.
Did you see what I did? Sean,
I did, but then we had to leave the police out of it.
I had to show messing around with the HUD customization. I decided to create the worst customization HUD.
Please tell me you didn't put them all in the center.
I did, and it turns out it still worked.
Yeah, of course it worked.
It was still pretty functional.
Yeah. If it wasn't clear yet, the idea is that you can move the HUD, the life, the weapon ammo
on anywhere or off completely.
Yeah, you can move them in and out of the screen without jumping all the way back to the start. Like in the game, pause, get that out of here, move it around, and you can just to a point where it's comfortable with you.
Yeah, it's the most customizable user interface ever on the console. I mean, there's no other game even remotely close.
And then also the point for the event today was the multiplayer, which I know there's been some drama about that, but that was the original focus.
Yes.
It's not the first time this has happened.
No, it is not.
That really drunk, we went to go see Stranglehold for multiplayer, and it didn't happen. So how do we salvage this event? We drink tequila every time the thing goes into bullet time.
Nice.
Cranked out the worst feature of all time. So
and I think we have a photo of one of the guys that night with no pants.
Yes, and I threw up on somebody from EGM. God rest their soul. Whoops-a-daisy. But have you found? I'm assuming you played the multiplayer.
No, I've never played our multiplayer. No. Yes, I've definitely played the hell out of this multiplayer.
How many friend codes do I have to add? How many numbers do I have to know?
Do you have to? It's the same thing. It's a Nintendo standard. So what is it?
It's 16 digits times 12 players.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
And you can have a nearly limitless.
I think you can still do like a just free for all.
There you go. You can do free for all. You don't have to do the friend codes if you just want to get on real quick and have some fun. You pop on, grab regional or local, or you can even do worldwide matches.
Right.
If you want to play with some folks across the sea, and you can really just enjoy yourself pretty quickly and casually. Or if you get a clan or you have some friends that you want to play with constantly and every night you want to practice, you can do that as well.
None of us even looked. Can you clan up on the Wii?
Well, technically, you cannot clan up, but utilizing the friend code system, utilizing your gamer tags, that kind of stuff, you can position yourselves to be a clan. Just so if you want to do like a team objective or a team deathmatch, you can make sure that all of your friends are on your side of the team, and then play against other people or other clans.
And then we heard a little bit about the multiplayer modes unique to Conduit. Like it has typical deathmatch, capture the flag. What were some of the things like that you guys developed that you hadn't seen before?
Well, I mean, there's a lot. I'll give you a rundown of a couple of my favorites. The first one is Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter is a very unique concept. The way that it works,
looks pretty nasty.
Dude, it's fucking awesome. You're gonna love this shit. So if we're all three playing, then I'm going to point you at you, and you're going to be my target.
I'm the bounty.
So you're my bounty. So whenever I kill you, I get like 2 points or a couple points.
Okay.
I think we're playing with points value, but you get a couple points for killing you, but he is going to be attacking me. So if I kill him, I get like a single point or just a smaller number of points. But you two don't want to kill each other. You want to kill your targets, and maybe your target is me, and maybe his target is you. It's a really cool round robin system.
Right.
It's I guess it sounds pretty fucking confusing, but it's actually not. It's pretty cool.
Beware, it's like killing someone who doesn't fill those roles will cost you points.
Yeah.
Kind of nice.
Just the idea that like you're focused after someone, but someone else is focused on you.
Yeah.
So
you always have to be watching your back, but yet you always want to be hunting that person in front of you.
That's pretty cool.
And it's a really interesting dynamic. Another one is the ASE football. This is probably my favorite. The ASE football, the way that works is there's one ASE. And whenever you pick it up, a timer starts, and the person who carries the ASC for the longest period of time.
ASC is a gun.
The ASC, actually, I should mention that.
Football? You made it sound like
it is a football.
Are we still talking about the Conduit?
Yeah. yes, we are. The ASC is the all-seeing eye.
Oh, right.
It's
I'm sorry,
the tool
Dirt.
from within the game,
Which is
dumbass,
which is
that
cool.
you just played for an hour.
I'm bad with letters.
The all-seeing eye, excuse me.
The all-seeing eye. So,
Yes.
really cool technology that's used for our puzzle mechanics and finding hidden
I
objects.
found a hidden message.
Oh, what was the message?
That what's our Corrales? No, Corrales is worse than Roswell.
Was more successful than Roswell.
More successful than Roswell.
Damn, you don't even know that?
I don't even know what that means.
Did you
What,
play?
Was Roswell successful?
Are you sure you were playing?
I was trying to listen to the demo, but turns out everybody was doing an interview in both ears.
Damn. Yeah, no. What you found there is an example of our hidden text, and what we do is we add this hidden text throughout the game to give players who want to delve into the conspiracy elements, which is really at the core of the story, an easy avenue to kind of solve riddles before they get revealed throughout the story. So the fact that Caloris was more successful than Roswell, that's a perfect example of something that we feel will motivate someone to go Google. So everyone knows what Roswell was, or at least what we think it was.
A little bit. I know it was cover-up.
Yeah, there was some weird thing that happened. I think it was like a basketball team fell out of the sky. I don't know, something like that. Someone said the Globetrotters were there.
Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
Something happened on the WB.
Yeah, it was definitely WB involved. But anyway, so everyone knows what Roswell is, but not many people know what Caloris is. And what
is that
we
a real
want to
thing?
do, it is a real thing. All of our stuff is based in fact. And the kind of mentality, what we did with our entire story is, if you think it's true, it is. So every conspiracy that's pulled into our game, we make it true. So
Really?
whenever you see Roswell and you see references to Caloris, and you're going to see some other references to some very specific people in history, we have gone through painstakingly detailed out how they connect and how they mesh. And that's really the hidden truth behind the story, is trying to solve all of that. I mean, you can play through this game, and if you don't find the flavor text, you're still going to have a great story to fall back on. But whenever you discover this flavor text, and you just push yourself to do a little research or put the pieces of the puzzle together in your head, you're going to be like, holy crap, is that real?
The thing was, like, I found it accidentally, and it was kind of like that jarring, holy shit, writing from beyond. Or like finding feces on a hotel bed with black light. It was
sorry about that. By the way,
that. Yes, I know. I tried to make a bad joke,
and I beat you.
What can we segue into? Segue. How long
well, that was the multiplayer stuff. So
when are you guys going to be back for multiplayer?
I hope we're back the first week of May. That's what it's sounding like.
12 people.
12 players. We decided through the through analyzing the system, the technical specs of the Wii, the networking capabilities that Nintendo offers to their developers, and as well as trying to figure out, can we keep our high fidelity of our graphics, make sure all of our VFX are pulled off in a really cool, interesting way, provide top frame rate. I mean, it never dips below 30, even in 12-player matches. We just made the decision that we needed to go to 12 to make the game the best that it could be. Whenever we went to 16, we definitely had 16 up and running internally. But as soon as we started going through the Nintendo system, we found that there are choke points in there that we weren't expecting. So we immediately saw that we were getting lag. We immediately saw that we were getting frame rate hits. And we said, well, we can't have that. So we spent probably about 3 months or maybe even a little bit longer working on that, trying to get the best frame rate we could with the 16 players and make sure it's all good. But the problem really isn't on our end, and exactly. It kind of sucks, but that's the truth of it. It's the entire system of our technology, their technology, and the way that the internet infrastructure is set up in America.
Terrible.
It's just awful.
Terrible.
It's also
Nazis.
just a huge country to bounce that much information around.
Oh, yeah.
Are you talking shit about the internet?
Talking about shit about America.
All right. I'll allow it.
But also you use the We Speak, and I was wondering how that works, given that everyone can hear everything.
Yell.
Well, actually, the We Speak is pretty ingenious. They did a really good job, and we definitely utilized the sound occlusion that comes with it. And what we do is that, yes, you can hear everything,
right,
but you hear the people closest to you much better. So what the thinking of that is that whenever you're in team environment or whatever, you'll hear your teammates a lot better than you'll hear the dude across the way. Which is fine because I don't care what the dude across the way is even fucking saying. I care about what my friend is saying.
Unless he's
hey,
saying,
asshole, watch out of the way. That guy's about to ready to kill you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear the guy saying, I'm
Behind
13
you.
years old and I'm an idiot.
Guys, I'm gonna go idle for a second. I gotta.
Yeah.
this milk ain't gonna drink
Sloth
itself.
love chunk. Come on, everybody knows that one.
I don't.
What?
What is
Goonies?
that?
Dude.
We just saw it in the theater. I got molested after it.
What
It's a
the
podcast
hell?
story that goes way back to a
Again,
week ago.
I'm really sorry.
A week ago. Yeah, Conduit. Goddamn, I think you guys have something to be proud of. Like VG Charts just called you the most anticipated
yeah.
game of the year. What is that? The year or just the moment?
Summer. Maybe?
Hey, we'll take
Summer.
it. We'll take it.
The most
And,
anticipated anything, we'll take it.
Yeah, it would definitely take it, and that is a direct relation to the fans. You know, the fan support has been phenomenal.
Is that pressure, being that kind of the success of the Wii as a gaming system is kind of on your backs now?
You know, if I had to choose one company for it to be on the back, it would be my company.
To be entirely, I was very impressed with what I saw in there. I can't wait
Thank
to
you.
take it home and calibrate it to my own Wii remote. I don't know who was on. I was on 2 stations. I think I played with someone playing 4 inches from the screen, and then I played normally. Yeah, I cannot wait.
Did you tweak with the other customizable, like the
I
bounding
did.
box and the
I wanted,
controls
I
a little
generally
bit?
I want to make sure I play the defaults or how it came before I start messing with stuff like that.
Well, I'm really glad we put all that customization in for gamers to do. You know, I see you definitely taking advantage of it.
I cannot believe it. I was respecting, I thought, somebody committee's wishes, a focus group's wishes.
Now, fuck focus groups, man. We put that stuff in for the gamers to tweak and play.
Good.
We want you guys to play it the way you want to play it.
So when is it? It's June?
June 23rd.
June 23rd.
Yeah.
Conduit.
You want the special edition.
Do you have a special edition?
Hell yes.
I
We're
have-
the only Wii game that's
I've
going to
never
have
seen a Wii with special edition. What do you got?
Oh, I can't tell you. No.
Give us a one-word hint that doesn't relate to anything, that people can wildly speculate about.
Goat cheese.
I like it. We're definitely going to see more of you guys at E3, right?
Hell yes.
Sweet.
And you'll be back out for the multiplayer event
That's
that we'll
right.
have in a couple weeks.
Oh, that's true.
To clarify the problem.
Don't let it get you down. That shit's happened to me 3-4 times.
I never get down.
Oh.
I am a very excited person. I'm a very
Because
happy
he's
guy.
got the conduit. He's got the saving grace of a system that I almost sold.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good deal, Dave. David, we'll talk to you. What do you think? How long do you think it'll be for the next multiplayer event?
2 weeks is my guess.
Oh, 2
We
weeks?
want to try to do it in the first week of May.
Yeah, you heard him. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We should be back here. Back
If
in
it's
the
not,
studio.
it's not my fault. No, seriously.
I blame
2
you.
weeks.
But say goodbye to our listeners. Say goodbye to TalkRadar.
Goodbye, TalkRadar.
I'm just looking at tits.
Oh man, that conduit interview was amazing.
What was the rock band bringing us in?
Anybody hear Chinese Democracy? You know what? Fine. I'll backpedal like I did last week.
Made an effort not to hear.
Yeah, I
Chinese
hated
Democracy.
Shackler's Revenge, and didn't really care to check out the rest
It
of
is
it.
the Duke Nukem Forever of music.
That's why I decided here to play New Slang out 2 weeks ago by the Shines. No, it's the
Amazing.
Shins. Shins. Yeah, New Slang by the Shins. I refrained from playing it.
Yeah, the conduit interview. We hooked up. We tried this. We hooked up the podcast equipment. We carted it halfway through San Francisco to the event. Hooked it up. So if you like that setup, and just maybe if you didn't care about the conduit, if you like that idea of us continuing to do that,
Yeah.
let us know in the forum, and we'll try to get more interviews with people and splice them in.
Yeah, we tried to make an effort to get people who would be honest, and David was really cool on mic.
So
he cursed, and that's big for me.
It is.
That's
Usually,
big for me.
when PR guys put on their face, or PR girls, they want to. I don't know if I can cuss because this guy might find it offensive. I don't
And
know.
he completely mocked me several times.
Yes, and that was good. He rolled with the punches.
Yeah.
Good stuff. It makes me feel bad if I end up hating the game.
I really did enjoy it. I mean, at least
It was fun.
At the very least,
I'm a little concerned about some of the frame rate. Occasionally, I was like, "That's below 30." I don't know. That it just felt choppy sometimes, and I don't know. It did have a very GoldenEye vibe to it, though.
I kept humming that, and like the guy, the people working for them, like, just stop doing that.
It's not
because you start out, you start out, go back, 5 days
Yeah, you
earlier?
start out super sci-fi, and then it's like 5 days earlier.
We need to come up with a term for that. I've always said that.
Flashback?
No, every game where you start out with all your powers, you lose them, and then you slowly regain them all through the course of the game.
Right, you get
I've got a
Samus.
name for that. Bullshit.
That's not... I get it. Suck them in immediately. This is what you're going to get.
That's you getting Samus.
Yes.
Or Mega Man.
Happens in Samus. And Mega Man.
Mega Man?
Yeah.
Mega Man.
Mega
Yeah.
Mega Man just sounded a lot like Nana.
Mega Man.
A conduit I completely believe is worth your attention, and it's not like I was very upfront, like I don't play the system a lot.
Yeah, you were.
This has me extremely interested. They were very uncomfortable.
I know, it was like visibly you're like I really kind of hate the system, and the guy kind of like looks away.
Like no, that's why I'm here, because I'm really really interested in your game. It looks exactly like what I want to play.
Yeah.
Because at the very least, you're a game I like to play with a weird peripheral.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. Eh?
Keyboard.
Huh? I'm getting the keyboard cat on my ass.
All right. So community segment.
What do you want to do? You want to jump into game deals or?
Let's do game deals.
Game deals. Yeah. Who's ready for game deals?
Oh my God! Is this it?
I made out like a goddamn bandito.
Take my advice and do as I say. Save a little money for a rainy day.
Man, that takes me back to like December.
There was a lot of good ones this week. Walmart has, I think, the next gen Guitar Hero World Tour band bundles for $100. Not bad. It took Rock Band 1 bundles aren't down to that.
So what? That's like Aerosmith is $100 with guitar or 2 guitars?
Guitar, drums, microphone.
Oh, okay. Wow, really?
Yeah, not bad at all.
That's
right?
not bad.
Here's one I think you'll get behind, Brett. Amazon, Valkyria Chronicles. $40, free shipping.
This is another one of those instances of if you don't buy it, I blame you. Like
$40 instantly.
It's your fault when they don't make another one.
Mm-hmm. And Newegg, who is, God, are my favorite people this week. Do have to mention this because Michael turned around to me like, "What? Chronicles of Riddick Darkest Data for $40? I just bought it for $60."
Yeah, fortunately I had to take the plastic wrap.
Hey, look at that! Microparts wins in the end.
Right.
But best of all, and I hope this is still going on or I'm going to look like an ass, Newegg's under $15 sale. All these games under $15. So you remember I got a bundle of games in.
Yes, I did.
I got Dark Sector, Simpsons, NBA Street Home Court, Haze Lair for under $50.
Nice.
I got all of those games. But you've also got Crackdown for $8, Condemned 2 on PS3 for $8.
Wow.
Clive Barker's Jericho on PS3 for under $15.
That's a good game.
It's
good to play once.
Is it really?
I like it.
I remember you were moaning about it after.
I mean, it's got a lot of fucking problems, but it
probably got some eye-rolling moments, but
yeah, it's one of those things where like I don't have to obsess over the 2 parts that piss me off royally and say the whole game sucks. It was fun,
and it's also I think it's not even as a professional reviewer, but as someone who likes media and entertainment, you got to play the mediocre. You got to play the bad to know what's really good.
Yeah,
you'll never know otherwise.
I have no problem paying the Jerichos and Legendaries, so I can appreciate the Killzone.
I also got Legendary from Amazon for $20. But going back to Newegg's under $15 sale, Project Gotham Racing 4, a game I really liked, under $15. No More Heroes on the Wii, never been a better time. Elite Beat Agents, $12.
That's good because that's kind of. I assume by this point that's got to be hard to find.
We are DS games never ever ever go down in price ever. So that's your best chance of picking up Luminates 2 on PSP. Hey,
what 2?
Luminates 2 under $15. Dark Sector $8.99.
Please buy Dark Sector.
Stranglehold on PS3 something like $12. All this, by the way, free shipping.
Does the $12 still $12 version still come with the Blu-ray of Hard Boiled?
I think it does.
I thought
actually.
the PS3 version only came.
Yes, it's the only place to get the Hard Boiled Blu-ray, which, from what I hear, one of the worst Blu-ray transfers of all time.
Really?
So enjoy that.
Is it a Blu-ray transfer from a VHS?
Kind of, something like that. And but Guitar Hero Aerosmith $9 for PS3. That's a perfect price for it. 50 songs for $9.
Yeah,
come on. And Warhawk and Motorstorm, $16.99 for those 2. Not bad, right?
Yeah.
Warhawk and Motorstorm.
Warhawk's good, Motorstorm's good.
Never been a better time to check it out, and that's why. And we also have for pre-order Ghostbusters Special Edition for $130.
Take my advice and do as I say. Save a little money for a rainy day.
Damn it! I wanted to add something to that.
I got it. There you go. You don't have to do anything.
Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts is $20.
$20.
$20.
$20.
And
I didn't mention.
Where's from?
Best Buy.
Amazon also has. Hold on, I'm gonna have to start the segment all over.
My advice, do as I say.
All right, come on.
Come on, get it over with.
There he goes. There he goes. Also, Amazon does have Viva Pinata sequel. What's it called? Trouble in Paradise.
Trouble in Paradise.
Trouble in Paradise for $20.
That's good.
And
That's a good game.
Newegg has the original Viva Pinata for $9.
I can't get over, like on sale, the 360 hard drive, 120 gigs, is $130.
Yeah.
It's $130.
It's a buck a gig.
My keychain has 4 on it.
Yeah.
And it was $10.
I bought a terabyte for a.
I bought a terabyte drive for $80 or $100.
Yep. Other laptops, you know what they say. Take us out, Donald.
Take my advice, do as I say. Save a little money for a rainy day.
It's 2 seconds though. You never get it.
When you mentioned Elite Beat Agents, it reminded me of the other week I went into GameStop near my house to try and I was trying to find Tokyo Beatdown for that Unfunniest Games feature.
She did amazing. Thanks for looking at it, TDar fans.
Yeah, thanks a lot. But I couldn't remember if it was like Tokyo Beatdown or Tokyo Beat Cops, which I think was an original title for it.
Tokyo Beat Cops.
So I asked him if they had either one. And
Beat
the guy's
Kids.
like one guy says to us like, I think that's like Elite Beat Agents. Like, oh, we got Elite Beat Agents. No, I'm looking for Tokyo Beatdown.
It's not comparable,
and he's
sir.
like, we've got Rhythm Heaven. Like, but it's a different kind of game. It's like, yeah, but if you like music games,
you're just naming DS games.
And I never do this, but I totally went into like snide nerd mode where I was like, no, it's a brawler, but thank you anyway.
I have thought Trackmania was a music game for over a year.
Hell no, that's a balls out racing game, yo.
Balls out is wrong.
No, I believe
all of the balls are inside.
Trackmania available on some system near you.
That's the sound of Jedi Away.
Jedi Away.
Yeah.
Sorry, if you don't want to pay for any of the games we just mentioned, you also got. Stop it! So you can. We are having a contest. Yeah, Fallout 3 on PS3 and 360. Thanks, Eric.
What platforms?
Yeah, what platforms?
360 and PC.
Yeah, not PS3.
I fucking knew that. I knew that.
But you said it anyway.
Yes. Sorry about last week for the stupid error. That was just what was sent to me in an email. It is not PS3 Fallout the Pit 3 DLC. That is only available on PC and 360.
There's a thread about make your own mutant, name the mutant. My favorite right now is Just Balls.
Just Balls.
And one guess what it is.
Spornography.
If you think you can beat Just Balls,
if you think you got what it takes,
at this point.
do you have the cojones to stand up to Just Balls?
Which already erroneous because it's balls with legs, so it's already not just balls.
You willing to go balls to balls?
I love that the image says Just Balls and then the text is Just Balls.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a thread in gamesradar.com/forums, TalkRadar podcast.
5 prizes.
Yeah.
5 prizes. Who likes World of Warcraft here?
12 million of us in this room.
Who likes colons?
I love colons.
I love it. I love when there's 2 colons.
We got 2 of them. World of Warcraft, Arthas, Rise of the Licky King.
Rise of the Bitch Kong.
Rise of the Bitch King. Rise
of the Lich.
We'll do them right. They hooked us up. Hardback copies of World of Warcraft, Arthas, Rise of the Lich King.
Yes.
Check?
Yeah. Good. These are books.
These are books. Hardbound books. What, I think are they collector's items?
I guess if you buy a book, you've effectively collected it. So yes.
Yes, I'm sure there's a collector somewhere with this in his collection.
So yes, they're books
for reading.
In 400 years, they may be collectible.
Yes, they're 3 USB compatible books.
Now you'll have to hold these books with your hands.
Yes.
Yeah. And they detail a character from WoW.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Slide them into your Kindle.
Well, it sounds like it's about the primary villain of WoW.
Oh, is it?
And guess what? No visual aspect to this comment. If you're bad at Photoshop, and a lot of you don't seem to know how to use HTML to post an image. It's super easy. Please learn. We want you to write, I think your most hardcore World of Warcraft story in 200 words or less, somewhere in our forums.
Preferably the TalkRadar podcast forum where the contest
preferably the forum or the thread that I'm going to post on Friday.
Yes, you have to beat Michael. That's part of it.
I'm not writing shit.
If Michael wins, he gets all 5 books. Oh, he's got one. He's got one of these stories.
Yeah, but just any kind of like embarrassing or
Yeah,
funny.
I have one that was written by Chris.
Didn't you go to you when you went to that raid on Lava Mountain?
I don't even know. I don't think you know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
But the point is, if you just
Just like these are words that I've read somewhere.
Yeah, I thought your guild rode there on unicorns.
I was never in a guild.
No? Not swinging axes? Who am I thinking
I played it for like a week. Maybe Tyler.
Who's the one with the glitter on his fist?
Dan. It was Dan. It was Dan.
It was Dan?
Dan is a big WoW player.
Yes. It was Damrick. It's all his fault.
Yeah, just relate your
Oh, and I do have to plug the Maximum PC podcast because Dan Amrick and Palette Swap Ninja wrote another song. Was it Vista Drivers? But Maximum PC, they had planned for their April Fool's podcast.
Was it Holy Dive? That would be awesome.
No, that would have been amazing.
Vista Drivers, you've been down so long.
Ride the tiger.
Oh, shit.
Something about him being clean.
It's a parody of Survivor's Eye of the
Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger, and it's moving on. Oh yeah, the Maximum PC podcast meant to have an all musical April Fool's edition of their podcast.
Oh, like Dr. Horrible?
They were not ready, and they posted their podcast. What was it? April 11th. Users did not react kindly because I was like, that's a shame. We did a podcast that was all Banjo-Kazooie, Fox McCloud.
Right.
He's like, when did you post it? Oh, 11th. Yeah, that's not good. People were kind of expecting a regular podcast. When you go into it, they wrote songs like Veronica Belmont does a song from. I thought it was really funny. So did Dan.
They didn't ask us.
Oh, I wasn't going to write a song or sing. Were you?
Maybe.
I might have if I'd known.
Sing whatever I sing.
Instead
whatever I
of
sing.
Now just feeling hurt.
Yeah, thanks a lot. You know what? Maximum PC, go fuck yourself. Especially you, Nathan. Nathan Edwards. Warcraft contest. Be over 18. Have your parents' consent thingy or something. Just don't get us fired. That's all you have to do.
Just read the disclaimer. Like,
you think I care if you're 18? Like, all we want to do is not get fired. Get your parents' permission or to post for you. It's not that big a deal if you want the prize that badly. If you're playing Warcraft, odds are they don't care about what you endure.
Right. What is the retail value of these books?
The retail value of these books are 25 smackaroos, Brett. 25 smackaroos.
Is that 25 American smackaroos? 25
yeah, you can say that
is that an actual currency?
Hey, no, it's U.S. dollars. George Washington.
How many Subway footlongs does that equal?
Oh, Michael.
I believe that's 5. 5, not accounted for tax.
We're giving away free Subway T-shirts here in the prize van.
Hey, make it down to the Home Depot. You'll get your free Warcraft books.
Free ashtray keychains. Give them away now.
Hey, yeah, we're giving away free Warcraft Wii stickers. That's right, ruin your Wii. Any kind of resale value. Post it over the disk drive. No one
World of Warcraft skins.
Skins.
Okay.
Skin it for a game that isn't even on the system.
All right.
In case we don't say it, you're welcome.
From Canerafo.
From Game Tech.
Wow.
Yes.
You're going to space camp in Huntsville, Alabama.
That's right. Strap on that helmet. You're going to go with the biosphere. Get ready to spin on the Vominator. It simulates 0 G's. Then you're going to get on the spring thing. It's just like being on the moon.
That's space camp off exit 12 in Alabama.
Have you ever waited? You ever wanted to weigh 1/4 what you do now? Of course you do, fatty. Jump into this spring suit. Strap yourself in. You don't want to be that kid in the YouTube video. Let's just go. Jesus.
I can't believe you didn't play the cat. Nowhere in there did you play the cat.
Hold on.
We should have kept talking over the cat.
Hey, the cat's coming on. Play me off. See you later, everybody. Midnight.
Oh, my God.
God, this shit sucks. Cannot believe you people listen to this. The fucking self-loathing I feel after listening to something like this. Yeah, good. I'll cut out everything but this conversation.
All right, can we go into the goddamn community segment?
Yes.
All right. I am very pleased with the forums over the week. It seemed very bustling and very active.
It did.
And a lot of new users.
People were angry. Thank you, by the way. Not going to talk anymore about that.
No. Everything is hunky-dory and happy in the land of video games.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of new users, but last week's question of the week was most memorable arcade experience. We all related ours. I really liked everyone in the podcast, and then the thread I was writing down what my favorite responses were, and I literally ran out of room on the paper. Granted, I grabbed the smallest piece of paper I have.
Yeah, it's a tiny notebook.
This is a tiny notebook that Fran gave me in Japan because I didn't take any paper to Japan.
Wow.
Which I'm guessing they don't sell there anyway.
Well, we get into the room to see Lost Planet 2, and I'm like, and notes. Oh, shit.
I forgot
I brought no paper. I work on the internet.
Yeah.
Paper, so I had to stop writing it. But the thread is really good. Odds are if you're listening, you already know of the thread or read it at least. But if you didn't, so many good stories in there. But some of my favorites were...
It was a good one. Thank you, Tyler Nagata, for that, by the way.
Yeah, Tyler Nagata thought of it off the top of his head. My favorite ones are user Some Random Chap. Oi! It was in Sydney, Australia. He said he was playing Counter-Strike at a place where they just hooked a lot of PCs together. And Lebanese gangs grabbed a guy who was team killing and stabbed him in the stomach.
Oh, with a broken disc like an old boy?
I didn't see that, but it's on like the 10th page of this thread. But that was pretty good. David the Bowie.
Love them. Enjoy your headphones, dear.
Enjoy your Turtle Beach
Bay
headphones.
Turtle Beach headphones. Not better than Astro Gaming products. All right. Go.
Adding ellipses to everything.
There you go.
David the Bowie said...
it's a word warm-up. You're not ready to go into the word. Ooh, whatever you want.
Unless it starts with a G.
All right.
David
got nothing.
Jew. Bar.
All right. David the Bowie says he was playing in an arcade, and his grandpa saw he was playing Ninja Gaiden in the arcade, which, as we may or may not know, is completely different from the NES, from the Xbox ones.
One of the most compelling arcade games. I've watched the intro over and over.
And the game over screen is Ryu, if you're going straight Japanese.
You're Seth Killian.
It's the proper pronunciation.
Eat shit, Seth Killian. Where's my Street Fighters?
It's the proper pronunciation. He's strapped down on a buzzsaw is coming at his chest, and David the Bowie, the user in the thread, said his grandpa saw that and freaked out, and then starts yelling at the manager, and it was like a really embarrassing story. We're like, I just want to die. Like
yelling at the man. What was he, like a senile James Bond? That happened to me.
My partner was killed by a buzzsaw.
Right in the crotch.
I didn't do this to Jepson, the big one, just to have you show this to my grandkid.
I didn't give up information to Dr. Claw so you could come here and portray this in an arcade machine.
Then we also had Gur Snort. A guy who was playing Capcom vs. SNK 2, and a guy that's probably Blanca.
That's a Gur.
Gur Snort.
I got Blanca.
Wow, there we go. A guy was trying so hard to win that the exertion the guy was using, hitting the buttons, lets a big fart rip, and then ends up walking away, and it stinks really bad. I just thought it was funny, like somebody pushing buttons so hard they just lose control of their body.
That's awesome.
They're pressing buttons so hard
that it makes you fart.
Oh, their asshole opens up and expels gas in a manner that would slap their butt cheeks together at such a high speed.
Are you dissecting a fart?
I am. I think it's about time we did that. Only Games Radar is going to do that. You can't get that kind of shit from Game Daily.
You really can't.
No.
Or Giant Bomb or GameSpot.
Yeah, Giant Daily. You'll never get it there.
I don't think anyone will bother to diagram.
I'm assuming. I mean, I don't normally listen to their podcast. It might be.
Ted Didleo. Said there was a...
Love the did. Can I say that?
Did it.
He did.
He did.
Not the horrible chin monster he portrays himself.
He's really not. Batting cages. A scene with batting cages where you go play, but then the second floor is arcade games on free play.
Yeah.
So,
what?
Yeah, so it's like, well, I'm not going to pay for your shitty batting cages.
Yeah.
And I can go play a game upstairs. Jordo141 stabbed a kid in the eye with a silent scope gun.
What?
Ooh. On accident.
You can't turn it more than 4 inches away from the screen.
I know. Well, the kid was like all up in the gun shit, looking at it, and then he moves the gun away, and then blam in the eye.
He just couldn't wait to get at that scope. He had to see what everything looked like.
And then I really like this one. It might sound a little familiar to some people. This is from
Robert Mitchum?
Mechamorbo.
Mechamorbo?
Mechamorbo. Wow, I'm really bad at this.
You really are.
Jesus Christ, Mechamorbo.
car.
When I was a young boy, I used to suffer from a serious mental disorder ever since I saw my twin sister drown in a river.
Oh, Jesus.
I know what he's doing. I love this guy already.
I didn't interact with anyone. I spent most of my time building things out of blocks, and I tried to run away to California a lot.
I didn't catch it until the blocks.
Then the trauma of the when I was put in an institution, my half brother Corey broke me out, and I was finally able to head to California. Unfortunately, my no good mother and stepfather hired some dude Putnam, a greedy, sleazy runaway child hunter, which is apparently a recognized child profession. Along the way, we met a girl named Haley who was on her way home to Reno. Basically, he just outlines the plot to the wizard.
The moral of the story:
run away.
Bo Bridges learned to play Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
All because of this forum music.
Yes.
What was his name?
Mecha Morbo.
All because of Mecha Morbo.
I also saw a lot of Time Crisis. People really liked blowing money on Time Crisis. I saw a big reference to LA Machine Gunners, which I love playing because the whole platform vibrates when you just feel like a badass in that game.
I never played it.
And Neo kept...
I've seen it, but like the arcade I went to, people were always hogging it.
Yeah.
Our arcade was really low rent.
I played it at a Dave & Buster's.
It was we had a giant machine that was both Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tournament.
Oh, Neokef. Neokef says had a thing about just like he lived in Panama, and there was a thing where you could go play games, like console games, for a set amount of time. He had to leave, but he played a Dragon Ball Z game that was all about GT characters. When the U.S. and the surrounding area, we were still showing like very early Dragon Ball Z, and he did the thing where he goes back to school, goes back to his friends, and says,
"Whoa,
tells." Here's what's going to happen.
Listen.
And lays out all these characters that don't exist yet. And then, of course, no one believes him. And it reminded me of the days of the arcade back in the day when, like...
Piccolo is a lesbian.
Where, like, I would go to... Where, like, somebody would go on vacation over the summer and come back in August. Dude, I saw Mortal Kombat 2. It's got this guy named Baraki. He's got blades that come out of his arms. And everyone's like, shut the fuck up. No, he doesn't. And it was because there was no internet. There was no way to prove... or refute any of this until it maybe showed up in your hometown. And that was the only way you could prove things, was literally showing someone in person.
I think this is before Wikipedia, before you could prove someone rightist.
Rightist. Yeah, so that was, I don't know, that just rekindled a lot of memories of that shit. New users that signed up in the thread to answer this question of, we had Shotgun Sandwich,
nice,
Rabid Cabbage, there's a lot of good names this week. Kusanagi, hey, shut up, this is Brett, who used a metal detector to comb a beach for change to play Mortal Kombat.
What? Sorry.
A bomb. Was
that a Fat Albert character?
There's two B's.
I'm gonna not be a bomb. It's not racist. It's Fat Albert. I love the Junkyard game.
There's two B. There's three B's and a bomb.
A bomb.
Wow. HMX Sean, Use Twos, Scribble Shanks, Mexicutioner, Gunner Down, Hot Rod, whose avatar is Hot Rod from Transformers, Captain McSpanky, Transmatrix, 18 Rabbit, Rare Hero, Kevlar Turban, Ratchet, Ratchet 412162, Mashed Potatoes, Man Cow, RXB, and my favorite, Sensual Centipede. God. So yeah, a lot of new users jumped in to hop in the forums. Very well done, everyone. Chris is still giggling over his fucking
sound effect.
His Pteranodon joke.
It's so bad.
But it's like if it was just some guy dicking around, that's okay. This is off an entire CD of a guy impersonating animals.
What use would there ever be for humans? What's a lion sound effect from the guy? No.
Weird.
No.
I know.
Like roar. Like he's not even feeling it. He's not even trying to be a pteranodon. That's like an 8-year-old. What do you think? What does a plane sound like, 8-year-old?
Was that a pteranodon slipping on a banana peel?
In midair. Something is hovering in the asthenosphere.
The asthenosphere? That's not a thing.
Ethnosphere.
All right. Questions. This week's question 31. Let's get the fuck out of here. Last week we briefly touched on the idea that there was a point where we actually considered stop playing video games.
Yeah.
And I realized that the user named Penis
with the 3.
With a 3. I waited till you took a drink to say that. The user P3N15 Penis. He said basically to that effect, question 31. Has there ever been a point where you considered stop playing games? Or was there a game that like really turned you off where you're like, maybe this hobby's dead to me, like at this point? Mine, I mentioned last week, was around when the Sega CD came out, and I decided that, like, wow, this isn't working. This system is not fun anymore. And, like, the Super Nintendo was in a really dry spot. The Genesis looked and sounded like shit. There was nothing on. It was like, and here's the Jaguar, and this sucks.
That was a
very difficult.
That was a weird period because all the systems were still popular and going, and there was like 7 consoles released that nobody seemed to want to adopt.
There was 3DO, there was Jaguar, there was Amiga CD32.
There was nowhere to go, and like everybody's like, I don't care about Burn Cycle.
Really awful CD multimedia boom.
And I brought that because I was editing the podcast. I'm like, Brett, you're absolutely right. Like I gave up playing games. I got side scrollers or Supreme Warrior.
Yeah,
like,
or awful FMV games. Like there was just a period where I was like, I might just focus on getting a girlfriend this year. Because like I'm starting high school.
We're the same age, so it was like I was. Jesus Christ! I was learning how to jerk. And
it was like
getting really good at it.
Now I gotta try. All right, it's It was just 94, 95, and it's actually known to a degree that 94 is kind of accepted as a mini crash of the games industry. Like it didn't like teeter on the brink of destruction or anything, but it was like games are way expensive. Games were $70, $80. So shut up about paying $60. This was $80 in 1994 money, which is like $7.
94 money when you're not spending it on slap bracelets and electric hats.
So yeah,
I had all the electric hats.
I had Series 2. I didn't. They glowed in the dark. So yeah, that was it for me. It was like this weird period of 94, 95 where I kept getting games and like I just felt I needed to, but you're also at that age where you're starting to transition into like maybe I'm done playing games. And then I found out, no, I'm not. Final Fantasy 3 and Donkey Kong Country coming out in the same month kind of took care of that. So that's mine. Which, Chris, it sounds like yours is the same.
Mine was like just we tried to be interested with Sega CD 32X.
Right.
We knew one guy. No one I knew had a Sega CD. One guy I knew had a Turbo Duo, and I think he sold it immediately.
Yeah.
And we were still playing in the arcades, but it seemed like everything is out of our price range.
Yeah. Arcades though were really big still.
Arcades were still fine. We were still we were still hacking machines, trying to find like, oh man, I stole the keys from the guy when he was asleep.
Because we were playing Virtua Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Killer Instinct, Art of Fighting, King of Fighters. Like all these games were still big, and it was worth your time to be in an arcade.
But
I
knew one guy because you just look at the price point and the way the magazines were talking, like 3DO. This is it.
$700.
$700. Knew one guy who had it, and I went over there. I'm like, holy shit, really?
Yeah.
This is it?
I had one friend with a 3DO, and I was like, I'm not even going to bother asking.
Yeah, I guess this is over. Jesus.
Yeah, and then Jaguar, it's like, this also is crap.
We had a good run. We had 6 years. Good times, video games, good times. And then what got me back in that time, PlayStation, didn't really care that much. Friend brought over to still having slumber parties.
Yes.
Twisted Metal.
Twisted
Metal, one of the most amazing things at the time I'd ever seen played. Like, because what do you have on the PlayStation so far? Because I played it at his house before, and it was Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
Yeah.
This sucks. Don't care.
You had MK3, you had Toshinden, Ridge Racer, Air Combat, which is the reason I bought it. But then
Jumpin' Flash, great game. Jumpin' Flash, he didn't have any of these. He's a big fighting game guy. Yeah, if you're listening, MB, fuck you for canceling out a Resident Evil with me.
Warhawk was also pretty close.
Warhawk ruled.
It was good.
But that, and then there was a time we were talking about it downstairs, and somewhere in the middle of PS2 and Xbox and GameCube, and I'm kind of like, all games are bad movies now. It's the exact same game with really shitty cutscenes with celebrity voice actors. I'm really tired of this.
Yeah.
And I can't attribute it to a certain game, but it did seem like something happened after the 360. Like they're like, this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
things matured a tiny bit. I mean, granted, some of that still exists.
It's just like every game was like, let's have a story and actors
You know what it was?
and voices, and it's like...
It was right before I got this job. It was like I didn't care about the 360. I
Yeah.
didn't know anybody who had one because, we're a little older. The people I knew were adopting systems are getting more scarce. We saw the Wii, and I'm like, this is going to revolutionize everything. It's going to change the way we play games. It's going to change the way games are made, played, looked upon. I can't wait.
Well, it kind of did.
It's-
Just not the way we hoped.
Yeah, I did not expect to be nursing a fucking manatee with a broken fin. Like that.
Manatees.
Yeah, that you know what? That
What
fucker's
does a
gonna
manatee sound like?
that fucker's gonna be in Smash Brothers next year. It's so synonymous with Nintendo.
So, and Michael, is there ever a point where you decided?
Yeah, actually. It was my senior year of college, which was 99, 2000. Thank you for that. Punctuated the story nicely. It was like, I was playing Dreamcast, and for whatever reason, the game that I associate most with this period was that King of Fighters 1999, which was kind of the...
Yeah.
But what happened around this time is I was living in an apartment with like 5 other guys who were all...
That sounds hot.
All hooked on
It was very hot.
EverQuest.
EverQuest?
Yeah, EverQuest.
Ugh.
The first one?
It was all they would do. They actually had like 2 extra computers set up in the living room so that their friends could come over and play EverQuest. Being a Mac user, I was the only one who wasn't able to play EverQuest.
Loser.
Uh-huh.
Which was actually okay because that was like all they did.
Yeah.
Like they completely dropped all their classes. They just sat around playing EverQuest. I got an internship at the local newspaper, and I started focusing on that. And for a brief period, I became a productive model citizen where I like wear a tie to work every day, get up early, leave, get there on time, be all bright.
If you
and
want to know
eager.
why I say ooh, it's because Brett's wearing a Grab by the Ghoulies t-shirt.
It's just...
It is a Grab by the Ghoulies t-shirt, friend. Sorry.
No, it's not. It's just...
Yes, it is.
It's an Xbox controller being held by...
Sorry, friend. That's a Grab. Let's move on.
It says one man wearing a Capcom shirt.
But yeah, like for a period of several months, I kind of lost interest in games. Didn't really play them at all.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I've finally grown out of this period in my life. And then I moved to Medford, Oregon, and had no friends. And it's like, all I have to do now is play video games.
Everybody has a point in their life because there's going to be one big thing, one big game that's not going to mesh with you. Maybe it's not a reason to abandon the entire. I'm just saying to readers of ours, like, I'm not going to do this anymore.
Yeah.
It's a medium. It's not a genre. Video games are a fucking medium.
Yeah.
Something will come along that'll meet your interests. You don't like, I don't know, giraffe weaning games? Well, then maybe you could buy a 360.
It does a similar situation when Michael mentioned being a contributing member of society. When I started being a producer, ABC, I remember I had to get up early, be at work, and then all the shit. And then the fall of 04, Nintendo's fall lineup was so dismal. It was like Metroid Prime 2, okay, Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door,
Pikmin Party.
2 maybe. It was just a really weak fall lineup going up against San Andreas, Halo 2. 2 games that I really wasn't interested in at all, but bought because, well, I should probably buy these because that's what I do is play games. And I ended up playing the most of Street Fighter Anthology. I just played Street Fighter 2 and 3 the most. It was just really bizarre. And Gradius 5! Woo! Alright, that's question 31.
That is question 31.
We'll post a thread in the forums, TalkRadar Podcast, GamesRadar.com/forums.
Hey, yeah, win a Warcraft book. Not too hard. If you play Warcraft, you're probably going to like it. And
Teases.
who's got something going up next week?
I would like to tease the fact that I will be on KOXM this week.
Ooh.
Also posting this day. I'm going on KOXM with Dan, Amric, and Ryan of Official Xbox
Ryan
Magazine.
McCaffrey, who I want to have on eventually. Quit yelling. There's no feud between Ryan and I.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can't really have more than 4 or 5 people on this podcast, or else it goes haywire.
Yeah, especially now with the mixers, we can only have.
Especially now with just 3 of us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to be on that podcast. I don't know really what we're talking about because I haven't done it yet.
I'm guessing Xbox.
Probably Xbox stuff mostly.
Yeah.
I'll probably talk. I think it's Lost Planet angled maybe a little bit because their cover story this month is Lost Planet 2.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hawk the shit out of TalkRadar over there because
you don't have to. I heard Dan does, and I want more people to listen to KOXM. There's a couple times I've listened. I've liked it. I didn't know Dan was actually plugging us on a regular basis.
Yeah, he is. So yeah, KOXM is OXM's podcast. P-Tom still does not have one, so sorry, Scott. We cannot plug anything for you.
He does. You send an email to Scott and Rob. Tell them they need a podcast.
Yes. And then I'm writing Monday's Top 7, which I'll just say the word It's not yellow.
And I'll cue the Coldplay.
Yes. Monday's Top 7. And I posted its shortest game names this week, and
Cool.
It's what it is. It's the shortest game names.
So I just like with the stupid format you've decided on, the little graph line.
The descending
the
order.
slope.
Yeah, and the longest game names did the same thing, which I think the longest was a bit more fun, but
I have a thing going up in a
Game Crush.
Girl.
Ooh, Crushes. What is it? Is
girly
it a
girly
car
teenage
compactor?
Crushes. That will really, really date me. And I have absolutely nothing else for next week, but I have stuff for the week after, so keep your eyes open.
I have something along the lines of Michael. It's going to make me look gay, and
yes, it will.
I don't care. I'm not embarrassed about it at all. It's pretty character. And all I got to say, feet. Keep waiting for feet.
Oh yeah,
more podcast. And we're gonna get out of here. Our ending song right now is going to be one of our very favorite users, Pushart, remixing one of my favorite songs.
It's Mario 2's ending, which
Yes.
I did not catch. But
I don't even want to point that out, but there's never going to be a situation where I rise to the occasion and get a song before you.
Right.
That's never going to happen.
Yeah, I didn't know it.
I almost felt bad, like rubbing it. Crazy!
I
He's
don't
dreaming! There's bumblebees! They're carrying him over pipes! There's numbers over all the 4 I beat that game like once every month just for...
Yeah, it's
You
pretty
do it
good.
like
It's
that
a pretty
once you
quick
know
run
what-
through. I don't know. It's weird. I have the Mario 2 music, but for whatever reason, I don't have the ending.
I can't
music.
find that. I can't find
and
that
that's
at all.
why I didn't recognize it, because I'm like, I only have what I've recorded myself or got off the internet, and I don't have that song.
Yes.
But this is from him. So.
This is from him. It's a beautiful jam. Mr. Wesker, please take us out.
This isn't over, Chris.
Last time.